It was an 11 o'clock start time, the earliest the Revs have played this season. They got an inning and a half in before the rain came down for the first time, and they had to pull the tarp. An hour and 5-minute delay. When they came back, it was all Jorge Martinez. 5 innings on the hill, 1 run on 6 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. He got some help from the offense. 3rd inning solo home run by Salvador Peniagua, breaking a tie for 6th place on the Revolution's all-time home run leaderboard. He now stands alone with 39 home runs in 6th place. Josh Wilson with an RBI double later in that inning to make it 2-0. Bridgeport got their run in the top of the 5th. Bottom of the 6th, a bit of insurance. James Simmons, a 2-run double to the right center field gap. That made it 4-1, and the Revs would need all 4 of those runs. A sloppy 7th inning. Mike DeMarc on. He eventually got the save. He needed 5 outs in 1 inning to get it. Bluefish scoring twice, unearned runs driven in by Ruben Sosa Jr., but DeMarc with the tying run on second base struck out Luis Nunez to end the game. Final score, York Revolution 4, Bridgeport Bluefish 3. Revs improving to 8-6 on the year. Bridgeport dropping to 5-8. They're in last place in the Liberty Division, and the Revs, by virtue of playing an extra game today over the Skeeters, are a half game in first place. They have sole possession at the top of the Freedom Division. The pitching matchup today. Tyrell Harris getting his first start for the Revolution. Expect him to go about 2 to 3 innings. This is one of those kitchen sink days, as in Mark Mason's going to throw everybody from the bullpen but the kitchen sink at the Bluefish. Harris made 5 relief appearances this year. He is 0-1 with a 7.71 ERA in 4 2/3 innings of work. On the other side for Bridgeport, Justin Albaladeo. I'm going to get that right without having to look at it. Albaladeo making his 3rd start of the regular season. He is without a record, and his ERA is at 6.23 in 8 2/3 innings. All right, we're going to go to commercial. When we come back, I will talk with Darrell Henry, and we will just shoot the breeze and talk about the homestand that was the opening homestand of the 10th anniversary season for the York Revolution. All that and much more on this fine radio program. So stay with us. You are listening to the WOYK Revs pregame show.
Looking for something cool to do this weekend? Come to the coolest place in town and learn to play hockey or figure skate at the York Ice Arena. The York Ice Arena offers a Learn to Skate program for skaters of all ages and abilities, directed by ISA and USFSA qualified instructors. Skating classes range from beginner to freestyle. Hockey classes cover the basics of the game. All classes include free skate rental and 5 free skating passes, so you can try out your new skills. And remember, the coolest place in town is also available for the coolest birthday party in town. Host your birthday bash in group spaces or with a private ice rental. Public skating at the York Ice Arena is available afternoons, evenings, and weekends. Skate for just $7 and rent your skates for just $3. Plus, you can save with discount passbooks. Oh, and ask about gift cards and kids' prepaid debit cards. So if you're looking to learn something cool, come to the coolest place in town and learn to skate at the York Ice Arena. For more information and to register, go to yorkskate.com. Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at your Sure Save neighborhood markets. Use your gold card every time you shop, and you automatically receive savings and rewards. And get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Sobel's Markets, Wetzel's Market, and also at Nell's Market Fresh Foods. Always a hit and always great savings.
Need some fun with your food? Where else but Friendly's? Stop by Friendly's at 423 Laux Road in York for great deals like 50% off breakfast Monday to Friday from 7 to 11 a.m. or one of our 5 lunch and dinner meals for $5.55, including the quarter-pound cheeseburger. Stop by after the game with your Revs game ticket and save 15%. Friendly's has got you covered with great deals all day long. Friendly's, life with extra sprinkles.
Individual game tickets are now on sale for the 2016 York Revolution season. Be there as the Revs celebrate their 10th anniversary season with the biggest promotional schedule in team history. 20 giveaways, including 8 bobbleheads, inside the park fireworks shows every Saturday, and a host of incredible entertainment acts like Cowboy Monkey Rodeo, Superstars, the Philly Fanatic, and an appearance by former NASCAR driver Ernie Irvan. Buy online at YorkRevolution.com, over the phone at 801-HITS, or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Welcome back to the WOYK Revs pregame show. York taking on the Bridgeport Bluefish in a few moments here from People's Bank Park. The 8th of an 8-game homestand to open up the 10th anniversary season. We sure opened up fine back on Thursday. Seems like a lifetime ago now, but it was just this past week. And joining me to talk about the homestand that was, the voice of the York Revolution, Darrell Henry.
Good evening, Will.
Good evening, Darrell.
It's been fun, huh?
Absolutely.
Good start. It's been cold, but the Revs a chance to go 6-2 on this homestand, and the weather hasn't cooperated a whole lot, but at least they've played well. And I think Revs fans have been treated to kind of where we left off last year, with a really exciting offense, a lot of power potential in that offense, and playing well in September. And a lot of those guys are back, and I'm really happy for the fans that they didn't have to wait very long to see things start to click here in 2016. And that series at Somerset was pretty tough last week, obviously, but just looking at the records, 8-6 coming in, they're 8-3 against everybody other than the team that's undefeated. And I was looking at the Liberty Division standings earlier, and with the win earlier today, they're 6-1 against the other division aside from that Somerset series. So
Somerset's already gone clear of the whole field. They've clinched a playoff spot essentially. They're 7 games up on Long Island.
It's absolutely ridiculous, but I think the Revs should feel really good about where they are. We did get good news about Salvador Paniagua earlier, which we'll hear from Mace coming up here in a few minutes, but this won't go down as, I was looking at the media guide and the records, it won't go down as the best start at home or the best home stand or anything, as we started 5-0 through an opening home stand a few years back and some things like that. But it's been a really good one. And sloppy playing conditions at times, but they've overcome all of that and have put together a really nice first week.
Absolutely, and you look at their record right now, 8-6. You stretch that rate out over a 140-game season. That's an 80-game win total, and that puts you right in line for the playoffs and a chance to chase your 3rd Atlantic League title. I think if you had offered that to Mark Mason at the beginning, he would have said, yes, sign me up for that.
Yeah, actually, 80 would be a team record.
He would absolutely sign up for that.
Yeah, by 1. It would be 1 greater than our highest win total, which was in 2012. So yeah, he would take this pace. And baseball is such a long season that managers tend to look at it in those terms. They tend to break it into series, and let's win 2 out of 3, or let's at least play 500 on the road and win 2 out of 3 at home. That's kind of how they look at it. Just to keep their own sanity, because it's such a long season. And you're right, they're on a good pace, and if they were to do this over the course of 140 games, they'd have a chance to be where they hope to be in September. And fortunately, Somerset's in the other division when we're talking like that.
Oh, amen, brother. Amen to that. Absolutely. And even with this 8-6 start, we've talked to Mace all this week. There are still things that he wishes he could improve on. He'd still like to get a left-handed bat in the lineup. He's still trying to juggle starters and relievers and find some power guys there. But I think this is a pretty good position to be in, to see your team in first place, albeit by just half a game, but to still say, yeah, and we can get even better than this.
Yeah, it's a great start. Things can change pretty quickly in either direction, but I remember there there were years where, and these would end up being good years, but early in a season, there were glaring needs that needed to be addressed and things that were clearly holding the team back. Even the championship team in 2010, about a month in, they basically remade the entire bullpen, and then about mid-season, they basically remade the entire starting rotation. And coming into that season, there were some ugly games early, and that wasn't the only year. I mean, we've had really good years where there have been some major flaws early in a season. This team, Mace is always looking at where he can improve, and they've got a couple of guys that aren't quite into mid-season form just yet necessarily, but have that potential. And I think he can afford to be a little bit patient here and see how things play out with certain guys. But they're in a really good position, I think, in terms of the balance and where their strengths are and the balance of strengths and so forth. And they're in a good spot a couple of weeks in, let's put it that way. Even 2012, they got off to like a 3-12 start, and we were wondering what's missing and what needs to be added. But with this team, I don't think there's a whole lot at this point that necessarily requires an emergency addition or anything like that. So they're in pretty good shape for this point in the year, and you just keep your fingers crossed that you can keep moving in a consistent direction.
And the guys stay healthy. You look at this lineup, and there are no glaring holes right now. There are no parts of the team where you say, "Ooh, that is really, really ugly."
Yeah, you always keep your fingers crossed about that. We were worried about that in Game 1, but fortunately we got pretty good news on Paniagua that we'll hear here shortly. So, yeah, you always keep your fingers crossed, especially when it's cold out and guys haven't had much time before the season to get game ready. You just hope that they can get through those first few weeks and get clicking on all cylinders.
Well, speaking of Mace and that good news, we're going to throw it to another commercial here. And when we come back, we go inside the clubhouse with Mark Mason. Darryl, thanks for joining me a couple of segments early here. I know I'm interrupting you from dinner.
Yeah, you got it. This is usually my time off, but no, happy to sit in on this segment with you. Thanks, Will.
Absolutely, Darryl. All right. Stay tuned with us on the WOYK Revs pregame show. We will be right back with Inside the Clubhouse.
The Steve Zabin Show.
Brian Williams has taken a leave of absence. And I'm not sure about you, Scott, but I've had just about enough Brian Williams remembers themes on Twitter. Photoshops, snarky jokes,
reporting from the Hindenburg,
the Alamo,
They're
etc.
out there.
Yep.
Waking up America like no one else.
Now they're digging into his reporting from things like Hurricane Katrina.
Yes, where he saw
where he
bodies.
reported seeing a body floating past his hotel in the French Quarter. Don't get me started on Katrina. That is one of the greatest media debacles ever. The stuff that was reported as fact that turned out to be not just untrue, but flat-out fabrications. Brian Williams saying, I saw a body floating down Bourbon Street. That was like the least of the lies.
Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Listen up, people.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional.
And I did tweet out on 4th and 19, go blue. Irvin took a picture of me in the NFL Game Day morning meeting room celebrating, and I stupidly looked at his phone and did it. And he tweets it out what Rich Eisen was like when he thought You Miss Football won. I can't show you what it was like when they did not win. Do friends do that to friends?
No.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for the latest on your York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
Well, Mace, you get a Game 1 win. Unfortunately, a little bit of a pall cast on the final out there with Paniagua having to leave the game, but early indications are it's not as bad as maybe it looked right away.
No, not bad at all, according to the doctors, which is good news. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he played on Friday. So it looked worse than it was, but nothing bad.
Well, that's certainly good, and I'm sure you were going to catch Castillo tonight anyway. But I was going to ask you, I mean, if you had to use him as a frontline guy exclusively for a while, what do you like about Keith? I know you've talked about the way that he calls a game and things of that nature. As a veteran guy in this league, what do you like that he brings back there?
Well, I mean, he's confident, and he knows the hitters, most of them. He handles the pitching staff well. Obviously, switch hitter offensively, that helps. He throws well to second base. So, I mean, we would be comfortable. He's been a frontline guy in this league before, so that's not a big reach for us to have him back here every night. And Tejada has proven to be a good catcher too. So if that had to be the two guys, if it had to be, we would still be okay.
Well, good news though on the front with Paniagua, and there were a couple of other things, guys, just hobbling around a little bit in game one today. I think maybe Nash hit first base awkwardly and Simmons over at third. Everybody okay there? Just minuscule things that really aren't an issue?
Yeah, I mean, Simmons kind of slid when he was pulling up going into third base, so he had a little slide there, but nothing at all. And Nash, they kind of had a foot to leg thing there at first base, so that happens around the bag, especially on those kind of plays. So, no, everybody's fine.
You had to have Jorge withstand that hour-long delay. How did he do with that? And overall, your thoughts on his 5 innings?
I thought he threw really well. He told me when the rain delay started that he would be good no matter how long it was. I kind of try to use better judgment there, but he was okay today. I have usually pulled guys depending on who they are, but he throws from a different arm angle than a lot of guys, and he's not straight over the top all the time. So a little bit of a lower arm slot makes it possible to come back. But I thought he did really well, and without the rain delay, maybe he gets another inning in. But to give us 5 innings with an hour basically in between was really big for us.
With the position guys, they're going to end up warming up basically 3 times today with the rain and everything in 2 games. I'm sure that once we get through this game tonight, they will have earned that off day tomorrow and they'll enjoy it.
Well, we try to enjoy every off day, but no, I mean, they'll enjoy their off day. But I mean, everybody took it easy this afternoon. I told the guys, look, if you leave the clubhouse, make sure you're back by 4:30, 5 o'clock. Get some treatments. We had some guys stick around, get treatment this afternoon. Guys were down in the cage hitting now, so we'll be ready to go.
Got Tyrell Harris starting this one, and then a whole host of bullpen characters behind him. How do you see the pitching shaping up here for Game 2 tonight?
Like a spring training game. You're going to see a lot of faces out there tonight. What you try to do here, we're going to try not to extend anybody to the point where we hurt them. If Tyrell can give us 2, maybe 3, I think that would be plenty on a pitch count. Then from there, we'll see some of the younger guys too. But, DeMarc will be down tonight. Gomez will be down tonight. Pena's down because he might have to pitch on Friday, actually maybe start on Friday. So, we'll probably see our 2 left-handers and Corella, also, Bo. So there's going to be a laundry list of guys out there tonight, and if we go extra innings, you might see Fletch. I definitely can't do that anymore, so you won't see me. But Fletch is 10 years younger than me, so you might see him.
Well, we may have to write him on the card, but we hope not. Mace, thanks a lot, and good luck here in Game 2 tonight.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Well, you heard it from Mark Mason. We may actually see the kitchen sink tonight. The Revs have taken the field, and this is the starting lineups for both sides. First for Luis Rodriguez's Bluefish from Bridgeport. Ruben Sosa Jr. leading off once again. He's in center field. Luis Hernandez batting second. He's the shortstop. Jose Cuevas moved up to the third position. He is playing third base. Dan Johnson batting cleanup. He is at first base in this game. Luis Rodriguez, the hitter, over at second base to bat fifth. Wilkin Ramirez out in right field. He's batting sixth. Josh Vitters, the DH, he's batting 7th. Rosmel Perez doing catching and batting 8th. And Luis Nunez moved back down to the 9 hole. He is in left field. The pitcher once again, Jonathan Albaladeo, the right-hander for the Bluefish. For the Revolution, Jason Repko leading off. He's in right field. Josh Wilson at short. Andres Perez at second. Telvin Nash at first. Joel Guzman at DH. A late scratch from the initial lineup. Isaias Tejeda is in and playing left field to bat 6th. Brian Pounds feeling a bit under the weather, so he'll take a seat. James Simmons out in center field to bat 7th. Keith Castillo catching and batting 8th. Michael Rocket now moved to third base. He was originally slated for left until Pounds was taken out. And about to throw his first pitch of the game is Tyrell Harris. And here with the call for the first pitch from Dasher Investment Services is Darrell Henry.
All right, thank you very much, Will. And it is indeed Ruben Sosa Jr. digging in. And Tyrell, he made one start for York last year. Kicks and fires. Our first pitch of the night is in the zone. It's a called strike. We're underway at 6:32 here for game 2. 57 degrees and cloudy. As Harris pumps and fires, and a swing and a miss. Good late life on that one. And ahead of Sosa, no balls and 2 strikes. Sosa in the first game today, 2 for 4, drove in all 3 of their runs. He's now hitting .381. 7 RBIs, 1 homer. The 0-2, and he pulls one off the end of the bat, grounded to second. Perez charges, sidearms, and Nash, a backhand pick. And he did hang on to it. Out recorded at first, 1 down. Perez, knowing Sosa was running, had to charge in, and a submarine throw made Nash stretch a bit. And it was on the transfer reaching in that he dropped it. First base ump Tyler Thurman stayed with it, 1 away.
Thurman over at first base for this game. Brian Child is back behind the plate, and then Kurt Barron is over at third base.
Here is Luis Hernandez, who takes high. Hernandez hitting at .271 with a home run and 4 driven in. Bridgeport in their teal fishy jerseys here in game 2.
Oh, the ones that just say fish? That could mean anything.
Just fish. Here's a swing and a foul back and out of play. The Revs have gone to their alternate whites with the shoulder striping and the script Revs across the front. They're also wearing the alternate hats with the white front panel, the gold brim.
And blue in the back.
Yeah. Well, Harris with the 1-1, and that misses up high.
Well, they called these the football jerseys when they were talking in the clubhouse, and I got to agree, Darrell, on first glance, this reminds me a lot of 1960s era Purdue football, back when Bob Greasy was taking them to the Rose Bowl.
You being a Purdue fan, of course.
Those were the glory days.
There's a swing and a miss. Good changeup from Harris. And the count now 2-2.
In fact, Bob Greasy now would probably be better than the quarterbacks that Hazel's put together.
Well, people may wonder why you chose Purdue to bring up. But you've been a season ticket holder there. The 2-2. And a broken bat chip shot to short. Wilson to his right. Gloves it in front. Long throw in the dirt. And Nash has another one. Telvin Nash 2 for 2 on scoops, and Wilson had to scoot to his right. Little poke shot off the end of the bat, and Hernandez, who can run as well, is thrown out for the second out of the inning.
That broken bat brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. They can make a garden gnome out of that shard.
Here is Jose Cuevas with 2 men down. And a fastball right there for a strike at 92 from Tyrell. Harris has given up a home run each of his last 3 relief appearances. So looking to get back in gear and get comfortable tonight. That's a little bit unlike him. He fires and a swing and a fly ball in center. Simmons reading it, and he'll trot over toward right center and puts it away. A 10-pitch, 1-2-3 first inning for Tyrell Harris. At the end of a half, it's the Bluefish nothing, and the Revs coming to bat.
Hey, sports fans, great news. Now you can listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOIK mobile apps. Stranded in Siberia? No problem. Kidnapped by wolves? It's not as bad as you may think. Wherever you are, WOIK is with you. on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. First in York, first in sports.
The War of the Roses is the grittiest Revolution battle since Bunker Hill, and in 2016, it's bigger than ever. Sponsored by PNC Bank, the 20-game series between York and Lancaster now has unique on-field hats that will be worn exclusively during these contests. Pick up the ticket plan that nets you all 10 home games against the Barnstormers and receive a replica of the York War of the Roses hat. Be on site each and every time the Revs take on their Cross River rivals. Enlist today at 801-HITS or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
What's up, y'all?
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
And you're listening to the best.
Okay. Mattingly and the Dodgers realized it wasn't working out. Nobody wants to say somebody was fired. Nobody wants to say somebody was resigned. Now, I know it's semantics here. Mattingly's gone and the Dodgers move on. I do think it's best for both because I think with new management, they want their guy. They want a sabermetrics and analytics guy. Mattingly was not that guy.
Dan Patrick.
Don't be a hater.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
One, two, three, first inning for Tyrell Harris. Jonathan Abeladeo ready to go as Jason Repko makes his way to the plate. Repko, Wilson, Perez, the same top three in the order tonight. Repko held hitless in game one on 3 pop-ups. Last night lost that season-opening 11-game hitting streak. First pitch of the night from Albaladejo is down and away. I got to find a way to shorten his name.
Albie.
There we go. This is the 1-0 pitch. And a called strike on the outside corner. Repko squinting back at Brian Child. It was close. 1-1 count. Cloud of smoke hanging from Cannon's blast. Here's a swing and a shot. Down the line in left. It's a fair ball right on the line. The Bluefish can't believe it, and Repko's in standing with a double. Albaladeo put his arms up in disbelief as soon as third base Kurt Brannon made the call. And manager Luis Rodriguez coming out to argue it was hidden from our view. Down in the corner and left. Repko absolutely rocketed that thing. But the Bluefish obviously feel that the call was a mistake. But that's got to be the third base umpire's call all the way. I mean, he's the one out there, and now he's going to call the other two over. If they overturn this, this will be really interesting.
They overturn. I'm going to have to get some white out of my book. I've already put it in. Yeah, we're blind as a bat over there, so we really can't see.
It is a double. They will not overturn it. Yeah, we really can't tell you from here, but
I couldn't even see if that one hit off the very, very bottom of the arch nemesis or took a one hop to the wall.
Well, Albaladeo was up in arms, literally. And yes, off the wall or not, I don't know what to tell you for those game notes, Will.
Tie goes for the wall.
There we go. Here is Josh Wilson. And will look to move the leadoff man along and hit one behind him. And Albaladeo now wants Rosmel Perez to go through the signs again. A leadoff double for Repko to start the night. Really crunched that ball. Wilson hitting a .212, 2 homers. And the right-hander sets, looks back, delivers. Wilson shows a bunt, and it's taken down low. Albaladeo last year pitched in Mexico City. And this season for Bridgeport, 2 starts coming in, no record. 6.23 ERA, 8 2/3 innings, 6 runs, 8 hits, 4 walks, 9 Ks. 1-0, and that misses down low.
And Albie's still paying for a really rough first start of his. He allowed 5 runs in 3 2/3 innings in an eventual win for the Bluefish over Sugarland, 13-3. He was much better his last time out, April 29th, at home against New Britain. No decision there, but he allowed just 1 run on 1 hit in 5 innings of work.
Now set. Checks on Repko, who gets a little more. And the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air in right center field. A long run for Sosa Jr. Repko will tag. Sosa the catch deep in right center, the center fielder. And Repko tags and advances to third and takes a turn to at least make Luis Rodriguez, the second baseman, think about it. Repko moves to third base with 1 out, and Andres Perez coming up will try to bring home the game's first run. Good at bat from Josh Wilson, who drove it deep the other way.
He's starting to find his stroke after taking the day off. Was it a couple of days ago, or was it yesterday?
Last night. They all run together.
They sure do. So today he's been hitting the ball a lot better, and I guess the off day tomorrow is coming at the wrong time for him.
Infield comes most of the way in on Andres Perez. First pitch is down low. Of course, tonight is a full 9-inning game. Our first game today was played in 7, which I'm sure both pitching staffs appreciated. Perez at .229 coming in tonight. 2 homers, 6 ribbies, both home runs occurring here in that slugfest last night. Now the stretch, and the 1-0 swing and a miss. Now Baladejo took something off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dre in the first game this morning and afternoon, 2 strikeouts and a walk. He's held 0 for 2. 1-1. Swings and bounces it toward the middle. Backhanded low by Rodriguez, who throws low, and the first baseman, Dan Johnson, picks it. Repko has to stay at third. Repko a couple of steps toward the plate, and I think he was mostly concerned the pitcher would reach it. Had he known that Rodriguez would have to go backhand and so low to get the glove on it, he may have broken for home, but at that point it was too late.
Yeah, if Repko reads this true, he's home, no doubt. With his speed.
That's a really tough read, though, and here's Telvin Nash. And now Baladejo with the first pitch and a swing and a foul out of play, first base side. If he goes and the pitcher fields it, Repko is going to be out between home and third. That was a tough one to figure out until it was too late. Nash at .220 now. 7-game hitting streak on this homestand. The pitch to him and a fastball. It's in the zone, a called strike at 88. 0-2. 5 home runs, tied for the league lead. 8 RBIs. The numbers very quickly starting to look much, much better for Telvin, who won last night's game in the 11th. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Now Baladejo works around the leadoff double. Sinking fastball there to strike out Nash. And Repko ends up being left on at third. We've played an inning here in the nightcap. No score.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
What if I told you your family of 4 could have an all-inclusive outing for only $55? The York Revolution are telling you that. right now. The Family Fun Pack includes 4 flexible ticket vouchers to be used whenever you'd like, 4 food vouchers for hot dogs, chips, and drinks, 2 playground wristbands, and a parking pass. Again, $55. Have more than 4 in your family? Additional tickets and food vouchers are only $10. Buy online at YorkRevolution.com, over the phone at 801-HITS, or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
No score as we head to the second. Tyrell Harris, the former Bluefish, face Dan Johnson leading off the inning.
Good baseball song to bring us into this inning. BTO and Let It Ride. Although Tyrell's going to hope that these next 3 guys don't let it ride.
Had a good first inning tonight. 2 ground outs and a fly. First pitch to Dan Johnson, a fastball called strike. We were waiting there. Luis Rodriguez was maybe restarting the conversation with the third base ump from last inning.
You talking the one in the coach's box or the one on deck?
Yeah, the coach's box this time, as Johnson grounds a foul off the front of the York dugout. That's why you need a scorecard, and especially when the Bluefish come to town. Well, Harris ahead quickly. Working with Keith Castillo tonight, has his sign and fires. And a swing and a miss. Change up, down and away. And Dan Johnson reaching for it. He's down swinging.
Castillo setting up outside on the lefty swinger Johnson, and Harris hit his mark extraordinarily well. Johnson couldn't hold up, and it's the first punch out for Tyrell.
Tyrell, the 8th different starting pitcher used by the Revs in 15 games this season. Here's Luis Rodriguez, who's hitting at .278. Switch hitter bats left and lays off a little low. For Harris, it is the 23rd start of his pro career. 13th in the Atlantic League, 2nd with York. Made 1 start with York last year. He deals and misses high. 8 starts with Bridgeport in 2014. It actually did not go well as a starter for him that year. The previous year, he pitched well for them in relief and then ended up signing to go to Taiwan before the season ended. The wind and the 2-0. And a fastball, a hair low. Harris originally from Compton, California, but they moved to Northern California. And then he ended up pursuing baseball, going to the University of Tennessee. Fires home and a fastball strike, outer edge.
Talk about your culture shock, moving from suburban Los Angeles to the foothills in Knoxville.
And still lives there now, makes his home in Knoxville. Braves draft pick in 2009. And then in the Cubs system as well. He fires, and a swing and a well-hit ball to deep right. Repko heading back on it, onto the track, and he's got room. It dies on the front of the warning track. Rodriguez put a charge into it, but Repko the catch in deep right field for out number 2.
And Harris will breathe a big sigh of relief that time. He's given up 3 home runs this season, most in the Atlantic League. And that one looked like it was on the way, and on a nicer day outside, warmer weather, that one's probably ending up in the tent area.
Here is Wilkin Ramirez, and he swings first pitch, fouls it straight back, and that'll come down in front. When Harris went from the Braves to the Cubs, he was traded along with 2 other pitchers for Derek Lee in August of 2010 as a breaking ball missed a little bit high. Derek Lee, who had a great major league career. Some really good seasons, especially with Chicago. The 1-1, swinging a foul tip as that one skips behind home plate.
I remember him as the big star on that 03 Cubs team that was 5 outs away from making it to the World Series before Alex Gonzalez misplayed that double play ball and it all fell apart.
Is that the only thing that happened? Here's the 1-2, and a breaking ball, grounded foul by the third base dugout.
Officially, it's the only thing that goes into the book.
Is that what they made the 30 for 30 on?
If Gonzalez fields that double play ball, we've never heard of this guy, and he's just another guy who's sitting out in left field.
You're right.
Yes, Eric, I'm directing traffic right now.
Need to give you some orange. What are those airport runway things?
Yeah, airport runway cones.
Yeah. Here's a swing and a fly ball. Hit lazily to right. Repko back a step and now in, and makes the grab to end the inning. 2 1-2-3s for Tyrell Harris. He threw 10 pitches in the first, 13 in the second. 2 nice innings to start things. 1.5 in tonight. It's the Revs nothing and the Bluefish nothing.
It's the angles, the ball skills, the corner kicks. It's knowing how to shield a defender off the ball. It's knowing how to make a wall pass. It's knowing how to curl the ball, how to chip it, how to trap it, how to launch it, how to finish it. It's soccer, and nobody knows that better than Flying Feet sports shoes. Flying Feet. Suit up for soccer at Flying Feet, where players new to the game find everything they need, and collegiate-level players find all that and more. Soccer shoes for men, women, and children from the names that know the game. Adidas, Diadora, Lotto, and Nike. Players choose Flying Feet to get the right shoe at the right price, plus a huge selection of soccer socks, soccer shorts, shin guards, and sports bags. Even referees get the nod at Flying Feet, where refs come for all their gear. Individual players, entire teams, if it's soccer, it's Flying Feet sports shoes. The sportswear specialty store without specialty store prices. Flying Feet. 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, just off exit 18 of I-83, next to Battery Warehouse.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
For local sports on your smartphone, search WOIK at the App Store.
Score, bottom 2. It is Joel Guzman leading things off. Joel hitting at a robust .340 beginning play tonight. First pitch of the half inning is away, but called a strike. Guzman 1 for 3 in the openers, so he's got a 7-game hitting streak on this homestand. There's the wind and the 0-1, and that misses down low.
14 for 26, if my numbers are right.
It's impressive. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs now. Well, the 1-1, inside on him, and he swats a foul a few steps behind him. That ball started in and was running in near his hands.
Now, Guzman started this series batting on the interstate. He's going to leave it inside the top 10 in the Atlantic League in average. He's at number 8 right now.
1-2, swung on, slapped the other way, and through the hole and into right, a base hit. 8-game hitting streak, all 8 on this homestand to begin his Peoples Bank Park home career. Not a lot of room in that hole on the right side of the infield, but it's going well for him right now.
Perfect cue ball shot. Just fantastic, and to see him hitting to all parts of the field is definitely encouraging, especially in this ballpark where you get so pull happy.
He's got the hoodie on under the jersey tonight. Now the Revs with a leadoff base hit each inning. Here's Isaiah Tejeda, a late insertion to the lineup, and he'll take down low for ball 1. Our Wellspan Sports Medicine injury report. Brian Pound's a little under the weather today. That's why he left the first game. Probably could be used if needed. Bridgeport, Endy Chavez on the DL. Here's the 1-0. And a ground ball base hit to left. Cuevas was up on the grass. He dove left but couldn't reach it. And Isaias with a base hit, his second with York and first at home. First and second with nobody out. Well, they put him in the lineup and he picks up a hit right away. Also, we should mention on our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report, we were fearing the knee for Paniagua earlier. It's only a sore ankle, and Mace said he checked out fine, could even play on Friday night. And now they want a new ball for some reason. Plate telling Al Baladeo to... Oh, I guess Tejeda wanted his first home hit ball. That's cool.
Oh!
There. There's one for the Mantle.
Oh, why not?
I think they gave him his first hit in New Britain as well. Well, maybe he's into keepsakes.
Maybe he's got a wall of baseballs back home. That'd be cool.
Here's James Simmons. And takes a little low. Simmons, a huge hit in the 6th inning of Game 1, a 2-run double. And he came in the 4th inning when Pounds left in Game 1. Ended up having one of the game's biggest hits. Batting at .288 with a home run and 6 driven in. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Al Baladeo sinks it down low. Simmons has hit safely now in 6 of the 7 on this homestand. He had hit safely in 5 in a row until last night. Revs with 3 hits already. There's the stretch. And the 1-1. Swinging a broken bat dribbler to deep, short to his right. Hernandez throws back to second. The turn, Simmons beats it. They'll only get the 1 out at second base. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Simmons legs it out. It's first and third with only 1 out. Keith Castillo coming up.
Well, the middle infielders made that one a lot closer than I thought it would be, Darryl. With Simmons' speed, I thought there was no way that they turned 2 here, and they almost did. Nice play, Hernandez and Rodriguez, to almost get a twin killer there.
Well, here is Castillo. Batting from the left. And the first pitch, swing and a tap foul over toward Rocket, who's on deck. Castillo 6 for 17 at the plate, batting .353. Couple of RBIs. Now Baladeo, 6'5", 270, a 33-year-old from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Went to high school in Puerto Rico and then Miami-Dade College as Castillo swings and drives one the other way. Long run for Sosa in left center. It's down for a hit. One hops the wall. Guzman scores. Simmons will be held. He'll slide to a stop and settle on third. Castillo with an RBI double the other way. 1-0 York here in the second inning. He landed it between Nunez and Sosa Jr. Out near the Hatfield sign in left center. Sosa sliding for it, could not come up with it.
Well, Mark Mason has said that until he gets another left-handed bat, Castillo's going to be the man to bat against right-handers, and for good reason. That's the second time this series he's had hard contact, driving contact to the opposite field. Beautiful shot there. Now the Revs really have a chance to put some runs on the board.
Infield halfway up on Rocket. And the first pitch is over for a strike. He was backing away. Thought maybe it had sunk low. Rocket hitting at .229. Has driven in 6. 1-0 the lead at second and third with only 1 out. Rocket scored a run in the first game, walking. It's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a shot at short and juggled, held by Hernandez on the short hop. Throws to first for out number 2. Rocket short hopped the shortstop, who came up with it. A little juggle, but stayed with it on a tricky bounce, and he stared Simmons back before making the throw to first. Now the infield halfway in pays dividends for Bridgeport, and Jason Repko will try to bring more runs home with 2 outs. Cracked a double into the left field corner leading off the first. Infield back now. First pitch, a slider down low. Al Baladeo, drafted by the Pirates in 01. 19th rounder. He's pitched in the majors with the Yankees, Nationals, and Diamondbacks. Broke in with Washington in 07. The stretch, a look back, the 1-0, and a fastball, a little low. Longest stint was 32 games with the Yankees in 2009. He went 5-1 out of their bullpen, even though the ERA was the highest of his career, over 5.
That's that World Championship bunch, the last time the Yankees have won the World Series.
Hopefully the last time ever. Here's the 2-0, and a swing and a shot foul. Repko drills a line drive into the end section and left.
No doubt about this one. There's no way that Kurt Barron's calling that one fair. Brainin, I should say. I should get the man's name right. It's the only one he has, after all.
Yeah. Down the stretch. And the 2-1. Swinging a foul ball back into the net. That air feels damp again. Yeah, of course. There's a light mist coming down. It's unbelievable.
I got the Doppler pulled up right now. We got some stuff coming in from Hagerstown. It looks like it's going to hit Harrisburg worse than us, but if this thing goes to extras, we could see more rain.
Now the stretch. And the 2-2. Swing, and he just got a piece. Foul tip behind home.
Well, we've only got to get to 5 if it holds the way it is right now.
Revs winning in 7 innings 2 nights ago due to rain.
Mace was all happy that they got 2 extra innings off that night, and then they went and played 11 last night. All evens out.
Yeah. It's another 2-2. Curveball pulled and through, a base hit to left. Simmons scores, Castillo up to third. And the throw into the cut man knocked down by Cuevas and nearly squirted free. Jason Repko, an RBI single through the left side of the infield. A big 2-out hit, it's 2-0. And he's 2 for 2 in the first 2 innings tonight.
Well, he's looking to start another hitting streak, Darryl. Lost the 11-gamer yesterday, lost the 12-game on-base streak earlier this morning, and he's coming back with a vengeance. 2 hard-hit balls, 3 if you count the one that almost decapitated half of Section 101 over there.
Good at bat. He battled on Al Baladeo, finally got one he could handle. Here's Josh Wilson, and a big swing and a foul tip that got played on Brian Child in the chest protector. Rosmel Perez, the catcher, turned around right away to check on him. And he's fine. Wilson, a good at bat in the first, drove it deep to right center. It was caught, but it advanced. Repko to third with only 1 out. Revs just couldn't get him in. They lead 2-0 now, though. The 0-1. And a fastball missed up and away. Al Baladeo actually started this season in Mexico, 4 appearances with Reynosa.
They must start earlier than the Atlantic League, then.
Yeah, they have a March start date. The 1-1, and that's down low. He spent full season in that league last year. 2 balls and a strike on Wilson. A stretch and a move to first, a lob. Checking in on Repko over there. He's at first and Castillo's at third base. That was a good hold from Polo on Castillo. Nunez was on that base hit from Repko in left field quickly. Give Wilson a chance, the pitch, and a swing at a high fly ball in left center. Sosa moving back. He'll have room on this one, though. And deep in left center makes the catch to end the inning. Wilson's hit it deep to both gaps, Both times it's been caught, but he is putting good wood on the ball here tonight. Revs scored twice in the inning, 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Revs with a 2-0 lead over the Bluefish as we head to the third.
The more we help the ones in need, the more progress our community will make.
By focusing on quality education, income opportunities, and basic health care,
all of York County can have access to the building blocks of a good quality of life.
Together we can load the bases for our community
and hit a home run.
Give generously to the 2016 United Way Community Fund.
Find out more and give now at unitedway-york.org.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need some fun with your food? Where else but Friendly's? Stop by Friendly's at 423 Laux Road in York for great deals like 50% off breakfast Monday to Friday from 7 to 11 a.m. or one of our 5 lunch and dinner meals for $5.55, including the quarter-pound cheeseburger. Stop by after the game with your Revs game ticket and save 15%. Friendly's has got you covered with great deals all day long. Friendly's, life with extra sprinkles.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Nothing the lead. We go to the third. Josh Vitters to lead off as Tyrell Harris misses low. Again, his 3rd inning tonight. Mace was really just expecting 2, but a 10-pitch first, a 13-pitch second. Here's the 1-0, and that misses outside on Vitters, who DHs here in the nightcap, hitting at 256 with a home run. 3 runs driven in. Harris turns, kicks, fires, and a swing and a foul straight back. Harris last season, that one start that he made for York August 12th at home against Lancaster, and that was a night where they expected 2 or 3 innings. He gave them 4 2/3. Pitch is swung on, bounced to short, and up onto this Wilson, gloves about shin high, and fires to first for the out. One away on a chopper to short. We'll pause for station identification. This is Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOIK, York, Pennsylvania.
One away. Here is Rosmel Perez. He does the catching for them again tonight. Jeffrey Castillo caught the opener, and Harris the pitch. It is over for a called strike. Perez 3 for 21 at the plate, hitting 143. Last night, the Revs were not too pleased as he takes down low. Michael Click was kicked by Perez en route to first base on a swinging bunt by the line.
Bench is almost cleared on that one.
On the line. There's the 1-1, and a little tapper toward first. That's foul.
Online. Okay, Vince.
Perez has been tabbed our K-man tonight. Ball and 2 strikes for Harris, and fires, and a swing and a flare left field. It'll hang up. Isaiah Tejeda to start out there tonight. He took a step in and then stopped. And from here, I wasn't sure if it would carry, but he had it read, and it flew his way. Makes the waist-high grab. 2 down here in the third, a 2-0 York lead. And here's Luis Nunez rounding out their order tonight. 4 games played. He's 6 for 17, hitting .353. Harris delivers, and a fastball called strike. He went 6 for his first 9, including a hit last night. The Revs have retired him his last 8 times at bat. Time asked for. Harris taking a little time to get together with Castillo. And now he's got the one he wants. They set up away. Pitch is outside, and Nunez chase. Big slider that ended up way outside. It's 0-2. Harris trying to mow his way through the first 3 innings tonight. They have the off day tomorrow, so that helps. Now shaking off, and now ready. 0-2 pitch, slider again, way outside. Now it's interesting, he wanted to do something different there. Try to get Nunez to chase 2 in a row, but this one he would not.
Castillo setting up outside that time. Harris leading him a bit further outside.
And now in agreement, they want to go in. The 1-2 swing, and he jammed him, bounced foul, third base dugout area. Fastball at 90. Harris, who works out vigorously during the afternoons, told us last year that he gained an interest in exercise at a young age. His brother's interested in pop culture. He'd use his allowance on protein. He fires. Called third strike. Fastball outside corner at 91. 9 up, 9 down to start the night. And Tyrell Harris indeed mows through the order the first 3 innings. We'll go to the bottom of the third tonight. Revs in front, 2-0.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. 1 coupon per child per game.
Listen up, people.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional.
And I did tweet out on 4th and 19, go blue. Irvin took a picture of me in the NFL Game Day morning meeting room celebrating, and I stupidly looked at his phone and did it, and he tweets it out what Rich Eisen was like when he thought You Miss Football won. I can't show you what it was like when they did not win. Do friends do that to friends?
No. The Rich Eisen Show.
Weekdays at noon on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. York Sports on your mobile device or online at WOYK1350.com.
Revs lead. Bottom of the third, it'll be Andres Perez leading things off. That was another 13-pitch inning for Harris, who's got 36 pitches through 3 and no activity in the York bullpen. First pitch to Dre sinks in for a strike. He grounded out to second base his first time up tonight. Our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest tonight. Betty Hickey, our contestant, as Perez watches just down and away. Chris Wagman won during the day game today. If a Revs player goes yard, Betty will win a prize pack from the Revs and Heritage Lawn. The 1-1, and that misses in the dirt. Some light drizzle continuing here. See a few ponchos going up. Boy, what a beautiful week, you know?
You know it. Hit this for Seattle.
Pitch to Dre is on the outside corner, a called strike.
Although I'm sure these guys would give quite a bit to actually be in Seattle right now.
Yes, they would. It actually, it looks just wet right now. Here's the 2-2. And a bouncer foul down to Polo at third. It's just got this hazy, moist, almost foggy look about it right now. This light drizzle coming down against the kind of setting dusk here in York. The light's beginning to take over here. Another 2-2. And a swing and a high pop fly toward the line in right. Shallow, the first baseman Johnson has to change direction and makes a great grab. Doesn't seem to be much wind, but he was going back out along the right field line, which is where I thought it was headed. And all of a sudden he had to go sideways toward the stands, short of the York bullpen, reached out to his side and speared it. Oh, one away, and here's Talvin Nash. Last night we thought that the air was, no, what in the world? Nash thought he was calling time and then backed away like he thought he hadn't gotten it. And Albaladeo saw that and stopped his windup partway. I don't think they ever did call the time that he asked for. First pitch now is hit high in the air to deep left field. Nunez looking, it's gone! Talvin Nash does it again! No timeout on that swing, it's his 6th home run of the year. He takes over sole possession of the league lead, and it's 3-0 York here in the bottom of the third.
Well, I guess whatever he was thinking about worked. 6 home runs, 5 of them on this homestand. Talvin Nash, a one-man wrecking crew on Arch Street.
It's incredible. 12th home run his last 19 home games. And here's Joel Guzman, who takes down low.
And his 19th home run as a York Rev. He's been with the ball club less than a calendar year.
Just eye-popping. Here's a fastball for a strike. 12 in his last 19 home games. 5 in 8 games on this homestand. The pitch to Guzman is swung on, tapped past Albaladeo, the third baseman. Cuevas cutting across, makes a fine play. Bare hands behind second and makes the throw on the move for out number 2. Nash also now with 14 in his last 31 games overall with York. Wow. Makes a winner out of Betty Hickey on our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care Home Run Contest. You can stop by the Apple Chevrolet ticket office at your convenience to claim your prize pack. And the Revs with their league-leading 14th home run as a team as Tejeda swings and scalds one down the line and left. That one hops the nemesis. He'll settle with a single as Nunez fires in. The shortstop Hernandez threw it behind Tejeda at first, but Johnson was off the bag. And Tejeda with a rope. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Revs with their 7th hit in the first 3 innings. We mentioned York, a league-leading 14 home runs as a team, and they have now hit, in 8 games on this homestand, a total of 12. Here's James Simmons, who lays off a slider down low.
That's a lot of cannon smoke.
You may need to reorder some gunpowder for later in the year. And I don't know if it's the mist or the gunpowder, but there's a haze hovering over the field.
You got any Phil Collins on that computer? I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
There's a swing and a miss. And it's a ball and a strike on Simmons. Man, the Knights have not always been comfortable these first 8 games, but this has been a lot of fun to watch. Just a power display. The 1-1 and a fastball just missed. Perez tried to hold it there for his pitcher and did not get the call. 2-1 on Simmons. Hit into a fielder's choice last inning. And the pitch swung on, bounced toward third. This will be foul. As Cuevas gloves it along the line, 2-2. On line.
Yes.
3-0 York here in the bottom of the third inning.
Who's really the intern here?
Who's the mature one? Not raising my hand. There's the stretch. And now Baladeo holds, and now a move over to first and a little wide. Johnson had to reach around Tejeda, who was back standing. Well, the big right-hander back on the rubber. And the 2-2. Swung on and driven in right center field. This is going to be a gapper. Down and it 3 hops the base of the wall, and Tejeda's flying. Around third, he'll score easily. Simmons has a stand-up triple. 4-0 here in the bottom of the third. And James Simmons, another extra base hit the other way. He goes to the gap again for his third RBI in this doubleheader.
The exact same spot, Darrell, as his 2-run double back in the 6th inning of Game 1. Boy, he is really feeling it. He had his Wheaties this morning. Such power, and he's abusing that Piskew sign out there. Am I saying that right?
That was great, Will. Here's Keith Castillo. And the first pitch is ripped into right for a hit. Simmons in to score, and it's 5-0. What a start tonight. Castillo's 2 for 2 with his second RBI. He jumps on the first pitch and rips it into right. 5-0.
Let's upon further look, PSECU.
That's it. Well, you were trying to read it like a word.
Yeah.
It's
like miscue, except with a P.
There's Michael Rocket and a swing. Oh man, he almost killed the bird. A foul just under our feathered friend on top of the net.
Boy, this game just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
It's so weird.
Let's get weird, y'all.
It was the 0-1 and a swing and a miss on a slider. No balls and 2 strikes. Rocket a ground out to short his first time up.
Birdie's coming back in full force.
Yeah, he's got a couple friends making their way over. As Rocket lays off a ball in the dirt, 1-2. Revs with 9 hits now, the first 3 innings here in Game 2. They had no triples until last night when they had 2. Simmons with 1 a moment ago. The team has hit for the cycle and then some in the first 3 innings tonight. Here's the stretch. And a long hold. Now the pitch to Rocket. Breaking ball. Got him fishing in the dirt. Smothered by Perez. He'll apply the tag. Rocket will look back, maybe trying to claim that he tipped it, but he'll be rung up. Revs scored 3, though, on 4 hits. Nash went yard, and then 3 more 2-out hits to score 2 others. 1 man left. Will DeBoer has the call as we head to the 4th. 3 innings complete tonight. It's York 5, Bridgeport 0.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
What's more fun and exciting than playing Pennsylvania Millions with top prizes of $1 million? Winning on the spot. Woohoo! I won! So if you can't wait to win, then don't wait to play. Pennsylvania Millions from the Pennsylvania Lottery for a chance to win up to $1 million on the spot. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Keep on scratching. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Eric Hosmer's got nothing on this. Mad Dash Grilled Cheese is comfort food at its finest. Mad Dash is Central PA's favorite artisan grilled cheese truck, bringing you creative concoctions with the freshest and most flavorful ingredients. Available for food truck festivals, weddings, corporate, and private caterings. Find Mad Dash this year along the third base line at People's Bank Park for all York Revolution home games. Call 717-574-5168 or visit online at mad-grilledcheese.com. Mad Dash Artisan Grilled Cheese. Welcome home.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Don't touch your dial. This is not a test.
I was going to tell you, Daryl, that was the one. It slipped my mind.
That's twice in one day.
But you know, this is not a test. This is WOYK. And this is Tyrell Harris pumping a first pitch fastball inner half for strike one to Ruben Sosa Jr. to lead off the top of the fourth inning. Revs leading the Bluefish 5-0. Well on the way potentially to a 4-game sweep. The 0-1, left high and outside for ball one. I should put a warning label on that one.
WOYK, where we do re-entries and stuff.
Sure, let's go with that. Sosa bounced out to second his first time up. The 1-1. Just a tick outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Tyrell Harris getting a 4th inning of work. Mace saying he was going to get 2, maybe 3, and then he goes 9 up, 9 down, so he says, take 1 more. There's a wave and a whiff of a slider for strike 2, and on a night when Mace said he's going to run everybody, I'm sure he will definitely take whatever he can get out of his starter. He may even go the 5 to qualify for the win as long as nothing too out of the ordinary happens. 2-2 coming inside, nearly hits Sosa, but it avoids him. It's a full count now.
Well, I think now with the lead that they've built, I mean, you almost, with the off day tomorrow, you have to manage to try to finish this job here tonight. Granted, they are probably going to hold Pena, and they're without Gomez and DeMarc, who pitched earlier, but they're in a good position here early.
Harris into the windup. Here comes the payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4, first base runner of the game for Bridgeport. It's a leadoff walk to Ruben Sosa to lead off the 4th. And now we can take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by York Mitsubishi. Well, earlier today, the only other game we had to talk about was Somerset hosting Southern Maryland, and the Patriots won 4-1. That's still the only one we can talk about, as that's the only other game going on right now in the Atlantic League. Bottom of the second, they're scoreless up there in Jersey. And there's a snap throw by Castillo. He nearly catches Sosa off of the bag. The pitch was a ball, and that'll put Ruben on his toes.
That's not a bad snap throw, Will, just to keep him honest. I mean, just to let him know, don't get too much on us now.
I don't think he'd be thinking that at all, Darrell. He was picked off in a key moment in the 9th inning yesterday.
Right.
And he is inching off of first, but he is leading closer, and he scoots back in there underneath the throw. The other games scheduled for tonight have been postponed. Lancaster and Long Island will try and do it again this time tomorrow, while Sugar Land and New Britain are postponed to be made up at a later date, one of the many trips that Sugar Land will take up to these parks. There's a swing and a foul tip at a slider, hard slider. That might have been a sinking fastball at 89 miles an hour. And with Harris's first walk, Ron Scudder's getting up in the bullpen. Tyrell from the stretch, the 1-1. Coming inside, another snap throw, nearly swipes the back foot, did Nash.
Sosa may want to dive back next time.
Pop goes the weasel. And there's time as ball gets away from the Revs bullpen. That'll happen every now and then. Well, I know Mace's plan is to get everybody in as much as possible, but I would hope he would at least, unless Harris gets really hit hard in these next couple innings as he misses outside for ball 3, give him the chance to go 5 and qualify for the win. At the same time, you can see it right now. He's up to 47 pitches and he's starting to tire. Explosive stuff, but only for a little while. That makes a relief pitcher in the modern game of baseball. And Tyrell with a throwback, and it gets away from Nash, skipping to the backstop. Sosa's going to take second. He's going to round and think about heading for third, and he will stop about a quarter of the way there. So now Tyrell starting to get into his head. The throwing error sends Sosa to second base.
Tyrell's longest outing this year, an inning and a third in the home opener. He's already more than doubled that.
Now we'll see if he can get himself 3 1/3 instead of just 3+, which is what he's at right now. The 3-1 pitch. Inner half, strike 2. Hernandez doing the bit of the baton twirl of the bat, thinking about tossing it back, and holds on to it when he realized that was actually strike 2. Hernandez, the switch hitter, one of 3 turnaround batters for the Bluefish in the lineup today. And the payoff pitch. Line drive into the gap in right center that falls for a base hit. Sosa gets the green light from Rodriguez at third. He will easily score. There goes the shutout, and it's an RBI single for Luis Hernandez. Revs lead cut to 5-1.
Well, you want to make sure that that ends up being just a harmless run and not the start of something big, and Fletch will come out and buy a little time, if nothing else.
Stall for time. Get Scudders available as soon as he can. We haven't seen Scudders since Sunday when he gave up the game-tying 2-run homer to Travis Scott of Sugar Land in the 6th inning. Looking for a bounce back, and this just his 5th professional season. He's only 23 years old. Curacao native. Currently resides in Perry Hall, Maryland. I don't know Maryland so well, so I think Maryland, I think pretty much all of it is either a suburb of Philadelphia or of D.C. or Baltimore. Apologies to our Maryland listeners.
There's some other towns.
Yeah.
But you named a couple of them.
I did. I know Chevy Chase is a town in Maryland.
Yeah.
First pitch, Jose Cuevas missed outside, ball 1, and with his 50th pitch coming up here, Tyrell Harris really starting to tire.
A lefty on deck, so this might be his last hitter.
Harris working center right of the rubber, and he gets Cuevas to pop it up, shallow left field. Incoming is Rocket. Actually make that Tejeda. Tejeda makes the catch, 1 away.
I'm glad he saw it. At first, it's that time of night where you could lose sight of it in that light gray sky. But he had it all the way. Only a couple of pro starts in left field, but he's largely been impressive wherever we've seen him.
And the first pitch to Dan Johnson. He lifts this one out into the left field corner. Long run for Isaias this time. Gets it in fair territory and makes the catch. Nice range there by Isaias Tejeda, who is listed on the roster as a catcher and a third baseman, now getting his work in as primarily a left fielder.
Well, they're going to give Tyrell a chance to get through 4 here, and A quick out after Fletch's visit. And now a pitcher's best friend there, a one-pitch out on Dan Johnson.
Second best friend. I think the double play will have some objections to that.
That's a BFF.
Ah, yes. Luis Rodriguez takes it on the knees for called strike one. We played just over an hour of baseball here in the twilight in Central PA. Will DeBoer and Darrell Henry with you at Peoples Bank Park. Revs up 5-1 in the top of the fourth. Bluefish have a man on first with 2 down. It's Luis Rodriguez up, and he fishes at a slider for strike 2. And now Tyrell Harris 1 strike away from getting through a 4th inning relatively unscathed. Harris gets the sign from Castillo. He is ready. Takes a hot second, and now the 0-2 pitch is in there. Strike 3 call. Got him with a fastball, inner half at 91 miles an hour, and that will retire the side. Tyrell Harris, a very impressive outing for him. That should be it after 4 very solid innings. For the Bluefish, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. Middle of the fourth, your score, York 5, Bridgeport 1 on Revs Radio, WOYK.
Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, May 13th with a Marquis de Lafayette bobblehead giveaway. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Come on, Colin Cowherd.
Is an actor bad if he has a bad movie? Remember the movie Tom Hanks had with Julia Roberts about 4 years ago? Was he suddenly a bad actor? Nah, he got a shaky script. But I just watched Bridge of Spies this weekend with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is back. Why? Because he had Steven Spielberg directing. Right now, Andrew Luck doesn't have a very good script to work with.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Individual game tickets are now on sale for the 2016 York Revolution season. Be there as the Revs celebrate their 10th anniversary season with the biggest promotional schedule in team history. 20 giveaways, including 8 bobbleheads, inside the park fireworks shows every Saturday, and a host of incredible entertainment acts like Cowboy Monkey Rodeo, Superstars, the Philly Fanatic, and an appearance by former NASCAR driver Ernie Irvan. Buy online at YorkRevolution.com, over the phone at 801-HIT, or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bringing you back to a Don Henley cover. We're not quite the boys of summer yet. That's about a month from now and an eternity if you look at this weather. But the Revs playing like the boys of summer. 5-1 lead as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. It's the top of the order due up in Repko, Wilson, and Perez to face Albaladeo, who appears to be the punching bag tonight. He's already thrown 56 pitches, given up 5 runs, but he is the man that the Bluefish will go with, and he misses outside with a fastball. Ball 1 to Repko. 2 for 2 today, Jason. A double back in the first off the base of the wall, and an RBI single in the second. And there's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Revs have 9 hits already as Albo delivers the 1-1. There's a wave and a tap off the end of the bat, a slider for strike 2. Jason stands back and you get that slight open stance, a shin guard on the left shin, and there's a swing and a miss. Had a breaking ball that tied him up inside, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Albo, and that's the first out of the inning.
I would imagine that when he is really on, he would get a lot of outs on that slider down, but the Revs, for the most part tonight, have done a good job of laying off of that and forcing him to get the ball up, and that's where they've really hammered him.
Now Josh Wilson, who's hammered it twice, and he'll hammer it a third time. A line drive sails into left. That's a base hit, and it's the first time the good fortune has smiled upon Josh Wilson tonight. 3 hard-hit balls. He is 1 for 3.
I was watching the Sunday night game this past weekend, and they had an interview with Mookie Betts, and he had an interest in basketball growing up, and he said that he liked basketball better because the game was simpler. You could do the right thing and get good results every time. In baseball, you can do the right thing and half the time get bad results. And Josh Wilson, who hit it well the first 2 times, went for outs. This time he finally finds some grass.
First pitch to Andres Perez. His little check swing, and it's tapped back to the mound. Albo's only play is to first base, so he casually tosses over to get the sure out. Works like a sacrifice bunt. Wilson goes to second, and it's 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Well, to paraphrase Ted Williams, in baseball you can fail 7 out of 10 times and become a Hall of Famer.
That's right.
Funny, funny sport.
It's not made for everybody.
It takes a special kind of crazy in order to really, really appreciate baseball. Hi, everybody. Telvin Nash went crazy on a pitch back in the 3rd inning with his 6th home run of the year. He takes inside for ball 1. 5-1 Revs lead. They've got a potential 6th run out there on second base. That's Josh Wilson. Alabadeo gets his sign. Catcher setting up outside. 1-0. There's a rip down the left field line and fair into the corner. Wilson will score easily. Nash is digging for second. The throw coming in from Nunez is not in time. Telvin slides in, pumps the right fist. He's got an RBI double, and the Revs have a 6-1 lead.
Just an absolute bullet down the line in left field. And even the home runs that he's hit recently, they haven't been way up in the air and just getting over. I mean, he is squaring balls up. We saw a base hit like that to left last night. This one goes for extra bases, but just a low heat-seeking missile. He's really swinging it well.
Speaking of here comes Joel Guzman. Waves and whiffs of the fastball outside. Strike 1. Guzman has hit safely in all 8 of these home games. Of course, so has Telvin Nash. Guzman wearing the hoodie and the neon green batting gloves. They'll attract airplanes with those things. 0-1. Gets underneath it, golfs it to the dead center of the infield. Rodriguez, the second baseman, makes a 2-handed catch. Side retired. But the Revs pick up another. A 1-out single by Josh Wilson. He comes home on an absolute laser down the left field line by Telvin Nash for a double. For the Revs, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. And the 4th, your score, York 6, Bridgeport 1 on WOYK Revs Radio.
You hear a lot about CPAP masks these days, but here's something you don't hear much about. Over half of the people who wear a CPAP mask for sleep stop wearing it within a year. How's that working for you? Dr. Gordon Bell would like you to hear this. York Dental Sleep Therapy has dental options that can help many of those people. If you or someone you live with is struggling with sleep apnea, visit yorksleep.com and see how Dr. Gordon Bell can help return your home to peaceful nights of deep, restful sleep. If you're groggy during the workday, if you wake up feeling exhausted, if you would like to get your nighttime sleep patterns back to a healthy state, get a confirmation from your doctor, then meet with Dr. Bell at his office on West Market Street in Hallam. He'll evaluate your symptoms and discuss which treatments would best suit your situation. Dr. Bell can restore restful sleep and get you feeling better day and night. York Dental Sleep Therapy. Call 316-1299 or visit yorksleep.com to learn more.
Pain doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Follow York Sports on your Android. Search Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Tyrell Harris back for a fifth inning of work. He'll face Ramirez, Vitters, and Perez, the 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Bluefish in the top of the fifth. And his first pitch misses outside for ball one. York a 6-1 lead after 4 innings. They've scored in each of the last 3 frames. In the last inning, an RBI double by Telvin Nash. 1-0 fastball right down George Street for called strike one. Ramirez, a fly ball to right field his first time up, and he flies this one out to shallow center. 3 Revs converging on it, nearly falls in the Bermuda Triangle, but it's Perez who comes out from second base to make the catch, 1 away.
He's really developed into a good fielder for this team, and when we see him make a mistake, a lot of times it's on a tough play, but when he got here 4 years ago, a defensive project, he worked really hard to settle that area of his game.
Here's Josh Vitters. Tries to take a hack at one above the letters. On appeal, Tyler Thurman at first base says no, he did not go around, so it's ball one. Nash from the first base side of the rubber. Into the windup. Here comes the 1-0. There's a drive, but foul down the left field line over Arch Street Eats, and out towards Mad Dash. Grilled cheese. I'll never forget their name again. 60th pitch coming from Harris, and there's a wave and a whiff. Nasty slider for strike 2.
I like how intense our voiceover guy, Sam, makes it sound on the intro.
Harris coming back with a 1-2. Just miss. Tried an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, and he comes up shy of the corner. Count even again at 2-2. Tyrell looking for his 4th punch out. Here comes the pitch. And he just missed it off again. Check swing, no, says Thurman, and now the count gone full. Darrell, do you see anybody warming in the Revs pen? Is Scudder ready?
I do not see anyone, Will. I think he was ready last inning.
And now the payoff pitch from Harris. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Tied him up with a fastball inside at 89. 4th punch out for Harris, and it's 2 away in the top of the 5th.
This is extremely impressive what Tyrell's doing.
One of the finer pitching performances we've seen on the homestand. And it's coming from a spot starter who Mace only thought would go 3 innings. He's 1 out away from qualifying for the win, and he's given up just 1 hit. Revs out hitting Bridgeport 11-1 right now, leading 6-1 in the column that matters. Here's Rausmel Perez. First pitch, just outside ball 1, and Keith Castillo wincing in pain. I think that caught him on the left wrist, perhaps.
Cold night for that. You know, with Harris, I don't really think they consider him a long reliever either. I think they consider him one of the top late inning guys, but yesterday they needed a reliever to start, and he's done it before, so Mace told Fletch, yeah, Go let Tyrell know. You have him start tomorrow. And here he is trying to go 5 innings.
Auditioning for a new role, and he's passed the test with flying colors as far as I'm concerned. Castillo setting up inside. Harris the 1-0. Fastball right down the heart of the plate for called strike 1. Well, Harris has really performed well in the spotlight tonight. And the Stage Deli wants you to know they've got the spotlight on outstanding soup, salad, and sandwiches. First Friday is coming up in a couple of days. The Stage is open late. Mention the Revs and get 10% off your order. The 1-1. Fastball just missed outside. 2-1. 6-1 Revolution lead in the top of the 5th inning. Tyrell Harris taking a long time to get the sign for Castillo. Now he's ready. The wind of the 2-1. Below the knees, 3 balls and 1 strike. This will be pitch number 68 coming up from Tyrell. And the rock and the roll. And a sharp ground ball over to short, taken on 3 hops by Josh Wilson. Throw over to first is in time, side retired. Tyrell Harris, if the result holds, will qualify for a very well-earned win. Bluefish go down in order, middle of the 5th of an official ball game at Peoples Bank Park. Your score, York 6, Bridgeport 1 on Revs Radio, WOYK.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at your Sure Save neighborhood markets. Use your gold card every time you shop and you automatically receive savings and rewards. And get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Saubel's Markets, Wetzel's Market, and also at Nell's Market Fresh Foods. Always a hit and always great savings.
There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
And the sultry licks of Keith Richards bringing us back into Peoples Bank Park. Bottom of the 5th inning coming up. Revs leading 6-1 over the Bridgeport Bluefish, who have heretofore been one hit by reliever turned long man turned winning pitcher of the moment, Tyrell Harris.
Oh, just a great effort. He's looked very comfortable really from the get-go tonight, and he kind of looks, I mean, we'll have to ask him, but he kind of looks like he's paced himself as though a starter would, and he does have starting experience. And when you're a reliever, you go out there for an inning, let it all go. But he went out there tonight looking like he had every intention of going as long as he could.
Tejeda, Simmons, and Castillo due up for the Revs, and the first pitch breaking ball is a strike called to Isaiah Tejeda, who's 2 for 2 with a run today. Well, Bridgeport taking the same approach. They've still got Jonathan Albaladeo out on the hill. This will be his 68th pitch, and it is a ball. Slider missing outside, 1-1. Revs 6 runs on 11 hits, 1 error. Bridgeport 1 run on 1 hit and no errors. That solitary single coming in the 4th inning off the bat of Luis Hernandez. And there's a drive by Tejeda. One hops the wall in left field, and Isaiah is digging for second. The throw coming in, not in time. Isaiah Tejeda, have yourself a day, young man. He might want that ball too. It's an extra base hit, a double to left field. He is 3 for 3 today.
Well, he went from struggling for playing time, 1 for 12 coming in tonight after a very impressive preseason, to tonight putting it all out there, going 3 for 3, playing a different position, playing it well. We thought with Paniagua's situation earlier we might see him more behind the plate, but he's doing all he can to stay in the lineup regardless.
Well, he's certainly giving Mark Mason a headache, but it's a headache that he would kill to have. He's got too many hot bats in the lineup right now. James Simmons is one of those hot bats, an RBI triple back in the third. He scored on the single by Castillo. First pitch to him, a fastball on the outside corner, called strike one.
Lineup tonight doesn't even have Brian Pounds in it, who's slightly under the weather.
Simmons stands in. Square stance. Holding the bat pretty lightly. A couple of light swings of it. 0-1, breaking ball, tied him up. Couldn't pull the trigger, and it's strike two. Tejeda on second. I would say he wouldn't be a threat to steal third, but he's shown off the wheels multiple times tonight. He scored from first base, or was it second, on the Simmons triple?
First base.
There you go. 0-2, and that hit him. Or did it? No, it hit the handle of the bat, the very, very bottom of it, where James would have his initials in there. And so Simmons stays alive with the count 0-2.
A little too close for comfort there.
Jimmy L's got a comfortable grip on the bat now, as comfortable as it can be after the violent vibrations of that sort of hit. 0-2 swung on and missed for strike three. Blew a fastball by him at 86 miles an hour, and it's one away in the bottom of the fifth inning, with the Revs up 6-1.
You mentioned Tejeda. He definitely runs better than your average catcher. Had to hustle out that double, and indeed scored all the way from first on that Simmons triple. That's why we're able to see him play some infield, and in the case of tonight, some outfield.
Keith Castillo, 2 for 2 today. 2 run-scoring hits, a double and a single in the second and the third. And he watches a breaking ball break at the knees for strike one. Castillo caught the final out of the game earlier today after Salvador Paniagua's injury. Paniagua not expected to miss any playing time, but Castillo gulps one into deep center field. Sosa Jr. going back on it, lines it up, makes the catch, tagging and heading to third is Tejeda. Productive out for Keith, and it puts 2 away in the bottom of the fifth. I think we can pause now for 10 seconds of station ID here on Revs Radio, WOYK.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Will DeBoer, Darrell Henry with you at People's Bank Park. Revs up 6-1 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Tejeda on third with 2 outs. Michael Rocket trying to bring him home and put the extra point through the goalposts. Albo's first pitch, a breaking ball inside. Ooh, nice dive bomb pitch that time for strike one. And as the ball from the Bridgeport bullpen gets out in the left field, Nunez picks it up right in front of the sprint sign on the arch nemesis.
It's like a mist swirling. This reminds me of Long Island. That's what it's like there every time that we go up there.
Rocket 0 for 2 today with a strikeout his last time up. He takes a slider low and outside for ball 3. Heading deeper into twilight here in south central PA as we're just about to hit the 8 o'clock hour. Temperatures dipping. They're in the low 50s now, but this crowd who came in wanting some action, all the base running and the runs are keeping them warm. 1-1, and there's a helicopter on a 58-foot breaking ball for strike 2. Rocket could not hold up. And he'll go down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alabadeo about to throw pitch number 79 of his night. Surely that will be the last one. Or this will be the last batter, no matter what happens. 1-2 pitch, fastball, set up outside and missed outside. Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Crockett. Almost looked like he starts out with his foot in the bucket. Alba with the 2-2. And there's a topper over to third. Cuevas has it. Throw over to first base in time. Side retired. So leadoff double for Isaias Tejeda, who stays hot, but he is stranded at third base. For the Revs, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. End of the 5th, your score, York 6, Bridgeport 1 on Revs Radio, WOYK.
And here we go, folks. She steps up to the box. This is a real pressure situation. 2 kids tugging at her blouse, a long line of customers, and only 30 minutes to get in, get a dozen Maple Donuts, and get to the party.
Oh, boy, look at the time.
One of Charlie Donuts All-Stars winds up, and here's the pitch.
Welcome to Maple Donuts. Can I help you?
Yes. No. I'm sorry. I'm not quite ready.
Oh, she steps out. The pressure may be too much, folks. And here we go, folks. She steps up to the box. This is a real
Mommy
pressure
needs to order
situation.
our
2
Maple
kids
Donuts
tugging at her
now.
blouse,
Can
a
you
long
two
line
be
of
good?
Here, give us this.
Oops.
That's quite enough of that, thank you. We know about Maple Donuts, and we only need to hear about it at one time in mono. We don't need this newfangled stereo that we're getting. If you are just joining us, yes, we are recreating a 1920s baseball game. Stole the idea from my friend Jesse in Lansing.
Oh, bad computer.
Boy, you have a cold or something? That sounds awfully nasally right there. Well, we will come back a bit earlier than expected here to People's Bank Park. Revs leading 6-1 in the top of the 6th inning, and at 68 pitches, Tyrell Harris will qualify for the win and make his exit with his head held rather high. In fact, he's looking more giraffe-ish right now, as high as his head is right now. A very impressive outing from that young man. Pressed into spot start service, and he is going to exit with just 1 unearned run against on 1 hit. He walked 1, and he struck out 4 on 68 pitches. And the new pitcher now for the York Revolution is the lefty from Curacao. Willemstad, Curacao to be exact. That is Ron Scudders. And Scudders will face the 9-1 and 2 hitters for Bridgeport: Nunez, Sosa, and Hernandez. And Luis Nunez, who's hit a bit of a cold spell now, takes the first pitch, letter high strike, 0-1. Nunez looking strikeout victim against Harris his last time up. Ronnie with the 0-1 and a worm burner over to short. Ranging to his left is Wilson. The throw easy over to first base. Textbook play in time, 1 away.
Josh Wilson, very fun to watch at shortstop. Very fundamentally sound, but he moves so fluidly to either side, and it really makes it look a lot easier than it is. Veteran of 8 major league seasons, mostly at shortstop, although he has played second and third as well.
Well, you can just tell the guys in this league who run like Cadillacs. Josh Wilson certainly, I think, has some left in the tank should the major leagues come calling again. Ruben Sosa Jr. now batting from the right side, takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Scudders standing 6'6" and 205. And the toothpick, the pitch fouled off the end of the bat by Sosa for strike 2. 6-1 Revs lead. York 6 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. Bridgeport 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. Scudders looking to bounce back from his rough 6th inning against Sugar Land on Sunday afternoon. Gave up the game-tying 2-run homer in an eventual 9-6 Revs loss. 9-3 loss, rather. Sosa fouls it off with his hands. The count stays at 0-2. They lost the first game of the series against Sugar Land 9-6. So, well, like you said, all the days are blending together. As far as I'm concerned, there's game day and no game day.
That's right.
Indistinguishable. 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. Pumped an 89-mile-an-hour zinger in there. And Sosa is retired by way of the K.
Well, really this season, at the beginning, the challenge for Scooters is what it's been throughout his career, and that's consistent command. And the more and more appearances we've seen him make, the better and better he's starting to look.
Luis Hernandez, who has the only hit of the game for Bridgeport, takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. That was an RBI single in the 4th inning. Score Sosa Jr. after the latter walked, got to second on an error, and you thought that might have been it for Harris. 0-1, breaking ball, outside black, strike 2. Then after some calming words from Paul Fletcher, Tyrell goes out, gets a couple of fly balls to left field and a looking strikeout of Luis Rodriguez, and ended up cruising through another inning. Scutters with the 0-2 pitch. Fouled back to the screen, and the count stays at 0-2. Hernandez stands in, takes a couple of practice swings, open batting stance. Now the 0-2 quick pitch from Scutters, and it's slapped foul down the first base line. Really, Darryl, I'm surprised more pitchers don't try and quick pitch. You see how much batters are thrown off by it.
Yeah, I mean, some pitchers just need that a little longer themselves, but and there are some hitters that really take offense to it too.
And coaches. Larry Boa much? 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. Fastball outer half. Hernandez went fishing and comes up with a tin can. Nice 1-2-3 inning for Ron Scutters in the 6th. We're in the middle of the 6th from Peoples Bank Park, and the score, York 6, Bridgeport 1 on Revs Radio, WOYK.
It's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. One coupon per child per game.
This week is National Small Business Week, May 1st through the 7th. Take a walk in downtown York and you'll quickly discover the many small businesses that make our city so unique. Did you know that for every $100 you spend at a local business, $68 stay in your community? Small businesses provide jobs for every 2 out of 3 Americans, creating a job market of 56 million people. Celebrate with us in downtown York. Eclectic dining, craft brews and cocktails, 2 historic farmers markets, hope to handmade shopping, public art, the 2015 Pennsylvania Trail of the Year, Championship Atlantic League Baseball, First Fridays, Fifth Fridays. Who knew you could see it all in York? Get to know York, again or for the first time, by visiting downtownyorkpa.com.
Listen up, people.
This is The Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional. And I did tweet out on 4th and 19, go blue. Irvin took a picture of me in the NFL Game Day morning meeting room celebrating, and I stupidly looked at his phone and did it. And he tweets it out what Rich Eisen was like when he thought You Miss Football won. I can't show you what it was like when they did not win. Do friends do that to friends? No.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
We go to the last of the 6th inning. York leading Bridgeport 6-1. And the top of the order due up once again against the new pitcher Brian Moran. And the lefty comes inside with some chin music to Jason Repko. 1-0 the count. Jonathan Albaladeo blistered for 6 runs on 12 hits in 5 innings. That'll hurt the old whip. As Repko takes one in the dirt ball, too. 80 pitches for Albo. We're totaling up the walks and strikeouts. I don't see any walks. And 4 strikeouts. Well, he was pumping strikes in there, and the Revs were pumping out hits. 2-0 taken above the letters. 3 balls and no strikes. Repko, 2 for 3 today. Single, a double, and an RBI. Moran, the 27-year-old out of Rye, New Jersey, right next to Kaiser, New Jersey. And a breaking ball, strike all the way. 3-1 the count. My favorite Weird Al songs, the Rye or the Kaiser.
Oh, yeah.
Fat and weak, what a disgrace. There's a ground ball taken one hop by Hernandez. It's a short, long throw over to first base, and a textbook scoop by Johnson, 1 away.
I saw Weird Al in concert once.
You too?
Me too. You 3?
Yeah. Where'd you see him?
Harrisburg.
West Lafayette, Indiana.
Yeah.
Amazing show.
It was great.
You really believed it. He was Kurt Cobain when he sang the Nirvana spoof. He was the fat guy when he sang the fat Michael Jackson spoof. And the band bounced up and down as he jumped. Oh, totally in sync. There's a swing and a miss, a breaking ball by Josh Wilson for strike 1.
And he did that song about the Barnstormers, too. Something about Amish.
As I walked through the valley where I harvest my grain, I took a look at my wife and realized she's very plain, but that's just perfect for an Amish like me. You know, I shun fancy things like electricity, as Wilson bounced off into the bat.
That was big when I was in 5th grade.
That was around the time my folks started introducing me to Weird Al Yankovic. I think Eat It was my first favorite, the Michael Jackson spoof. 0-2 at the count to Josh Wilson with the Revs up 6-1. And this one's low and inside for ball 1. Did you ever hear the story about when he was about to spoof Nirvana back in '92?
I think you told me this story during the off season.
I'll tell it again for you and for the fine listeners at home. Of course, Smells Like Teen Spirit, the big Nirvana hit in 1991. It was about a year later that Weird Al decided, yeah, I'm going to spoof that song now. It's just about time. 1-2 pitch left upstairs for ball 2. So he calls up Kurt Cobain and asks if I can spoof this song. And keep in mind, he doesn't need to ask the permission because it's a parody. He's allowed to do it, but he does it to maintain good relationships in the music industry. And Kurt Cobain says, well, sure, but is it going to be about food? Of course, you had Eat It and a bunch of other food-related songs as Moran, this is upstairs again, ball 3. Eat It and Fat and, there's another food-related song I'm sure I'm missing.
My Bologna.
My Bologna, yes. So Kurt thought, oh, okay, he's going to make a food song. Payoff pitch is in there. Strike 3 called at 86 miles an hour. 2 up and 2 down from Moran to lead off the 6th. And then the song came out, and of course Al told him, no, it's going to be about how no one can understand any of the words you're singing. And Cobain was on the floor. He just loved it. He thought it was one of the funniest things he'd ever heard. And then the MTV people follow up asking, so would you be one of those people who considers imitation the sincerest form of flattery? And he says, yeah, sure. Signature Cobain style. Andres Perez trying to get aboard for the first time today. He watches a breaking ball down the heart for strike 1. Revs leading 6-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Will DeBoer, Darrell Henry, and the spirit of Weird Al Yankovic joining us here in the booth. Perez, a comebacker to pitcher his last time up. He gets jammed inside and pops one foul down the first base line. Bounces off the top of the dugout. And that'll go to a lucky young fan from Lewisberry. Mixing my words together. If he straightens out, you might send it out towards the PSECU sign in right center field. If you're just joining us now, I apologize because you must be so confused. 0-2 pitch, popped him up foul once again off the facing of the White Rose Suite.
Well, I'll tell them. You tried to read the sign, which is intended to be stated as letters, and we ended up with a new word.
Rhymes with miscue, except there's a P there. I'm not sure I can really repeat it. Hi, FCC. Swing and a miss is a slider for strike 3, and that will retire the side and mercifully send us into a break. 1-2-3 inning for Moran as he debuts on the night. Revs go down in order, into the 6-year score. York 6, Bridgeport 1. Darrell Henry will take you home here on Revs Radio, WOYK.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
Let's go!
The NFL has a policy here. Johnny Unitas was going to be honored by Peyton Manning. He was going to wear high-top black shoes. The NFL said, no, you couldn't do it. Pat Tillman was going to be honored by Jake Plummer, and the NFL said, no, you can't. Craig Ironhead Hayward's son was going to honor him with eye blank. D'Angelo Williams, whose mother died of breast cancer in 2014, he wanted to honor her the entire season. The NFL said no. This was explained to me by the NFL years ago, that if we allow this for Peyton Manning with Johnny Unitas, which seems like a no-brainer, then what happens if you get Jimmy Lipper, who wants to honor his coach, and he's going to wear something? That's where the NFL, you may not like it, but it makes sense that you just say, no, we're not going to allow it. We can't allow this to happen. Because then everybody would be doing it.
The Dan Patrick Show.
We are going to PAR-TY.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Need some fun with your food? Where else but Friendly's? Stop by Friendly's at 423 Laux Road in York for great deals like 50% off breakfast Monday to Friday from 7 to 11 a.m. or one of our 5 lunch and dinner meals for $5.55, including the quarter-pound cheeseburger. Stop by after the game with your Revs game ticket and save 15%. Friendly's has got you covered with great deals all day long. Friendly's, life with extra sprinkles.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Seventh inning, a 6-1 lead for the Revs. Ron Scooters with a 1-2-3-6 will stay in. Jose Cuevas to lead things off, and the lefty lifts the leg and fires and misses high. A cold, swirling mist in the sky, which is a lot like some weather nights we've had at Long Island, but it was so bad there tonight. They called theirs against Lancaster. That game rained out. And now Scooters needing a little extra time with Castillo. Cuevas, 2 flyouts tonight. Scooters has his sign. And the 1-0 from the lefty misses high, a changeup. On in relief of Tyrell Harris, who went 5, gave up 1 unearned run on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. 3, 4, and 5 in the order due up here. Scooters delivers. And there's a call to strike, belt high. Got a look back from Cuevas. Scooter's longest outing, 1 inning in each of his previous appearances, but trying to go multiple innings tonight. And a 2-1. Fastball just down and in. Well, thanks to Tyrell, the Revs have a chance to really save what else is out there tonight. Now the 3-1, and he missed up high, and a leadoff walk, not what he wanted to do with a 5-run lead. 6 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error for York. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors for Bridgeport. Now here's Dan Johnson, who's struck out and flied out. More great listener feedback from Stephen Penny, who's tuned in tonight. Pitch from Scooters is just inside for ball 1. That's where we base what we do. Stephen's feedback.
We live to please, Steve.
There's a fastball right down the middle for a strike. 1-1. Dan Johnson a strikeout and a flyout. Scooters delivers, and a little high with a slider. And Castillo, a little step in front of the plate to get Scooters' attention. Just a reminder, settle in here. You don't have to be too fine. Don't be afraid to attack the plate. And the 2-1. It rides way high. Well, he walked the leadoff man. Now 3-1 on Dan Johnson. And that's the one thing that has plagued Scooters this season is the command and in danger of back-to-back walks. Johnson, who signed with Tampa Bay preseason as a knuckleball pitcher, awaits the 3-1, and he swings and pops it up into the mist. Castillo off with the mask to the left of home plate. He's got it, and a big first out here in the top of the 7th. As Scooters comes back to get Johnson to foul out. Johnson, who played in the big leagues as a first baseman with Tampa Bay, among other teams, several clubs, and Fletch coming out for a visit here. So he was part of a playoff team in Tampa Bay, and again, preseason, trying to become a knuckleballer, and we may see him pitch for Bridgeport at some point. Off to a rough start to the year at the plate. Scooters coming back to get a big out. Now Fletch the visit. And in this case, maybe seeing something from the dugout that he can point out and help Ron get on track here. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, Will, a couple of postponements tonight.
Yep, Lancaster and Long Island couldn't get their game in. Neither could Sugar Land and New Britain. Only other game going on right now in the ALPB. Somerset leading Southern Maryland 3-0 in the top of the 5th inning. Patriots trying to go to 14-0. When was the last time we said that?
Jeez. I don't know, college basketball. Here's Luis Rodriguez, who swings and lifts one behind the infield. Wilson out from short, and he'll track it down in shallow left. You can hear him hollering that he's got it. And going out in front of Tejeda, the shortstop puts it away. 2 down in the inning.
Well, I know what's going to happen. Somerset's going to hold on. They're going to win 4 games in a row. And then right when they think they're going to win a 19th in a row, some new signee named Tyree is going to trap a ball on his head against a wall to make a spectacular catch. And the Patriots are going to lose. And we will all laugh.
That sure is sinister. Here's Wilkin Ramirez, who takes in the dirt. It skipped behind Castillo, who got a piece of it, but a glancing piece and a wild pitch as that heads for the backstop. Now, which Atlantic League team do you see this fella named Tyree signing with?
Let's take a look-see. The Patriots going to get their schedule. Going to figure out the schedule function on Point Street. Love you guys.
Canadian. This is the pitch to Ramirez, and that's in the dirt and scooped cleanly this time by Castillo.
Appropriate, it'll be Long Island.
Of course.
Who else?
The script is almost writing itself. It almost wrote itself in February of 2008.
I'm sure that's what Belichick was thinking. Man, 8 years in the Atlantic League, they're going to replay this over again. I don't want to talk about it.
Pitch here is grounded to short. Wilson up with it. Runner broke for third. Wilson will take the out across at first. It's the third out anyway. And Scooter is talking into his glove as he marches off, works a scoreless inning. Leadoff walk is stranded at second, and the Revs will take a 6-1 lead to the 7th inning stretch here on a cold and misty night here in downtown York. 6-1 York, middle of the 7th.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Come on! Colin Cowherd.
Here's Chip Kelly talking about Tim Tebow once he released him.
I didn't feel like he was good enough to be the 3 right now.
He didn't say backup that just gets in. They're not good enough to be the 3rd string quarterback. And here's the thing. You can have him on the roster. You can't have him right behind Sam Bradford, who would pull a hammy yawning.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Individual game tickets are now on sale for the 2016 York Revolution season. Be there as the Revs celebrate their 10th anniversary season with the biggest promotional schedule in team history. 20 giveaways, including 8 bobbleheads, inside the park fireworks shows every Saturday, and a host of incredible entertainment acts like Cowboy Monkey Rodeo, Superstars, the Philly Fanatic, and an appearance by former NASCAR driver Ernie Irvan. Buy online at YorkRevolution.com, over the phone at 801-HITS, or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 7th, 6-1. The Revs lead it and out-hitting Bridgeport 12-1. Right-hander Taylor Thompson takes over. Pitched in the game here last night. Talvin Nash will face him first. Thompson, a scoreless 7th inning last night. He did walk Nash in that appearance. Talvin tonight has hit a couple of scorchers, 2 for 3, a solo homer, and an RBI double. Thompson's first pitch of the inning is down the middle for a called strike. Revs scored twice in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and that's how they've built their lead. Pitch, and it's down and away. On the pitching side, Tyrell Harris the story tonight. 5 innings, 1 unearned on 1 hit. Well, the 1-1, and a swing and a foul back into the mist and over the roof. Offensively, Repko 2 for 4. Wilson's got a hit. Nash 2 for 3, both extra bases. Guzman a hit. Tejeda 3 for 3. Simmons an RBI triple. Castillo 2 for 3 with 2 ribbies. Lots of contributions tonight. And the 1-2 from Thompson. Swung on, foul tip to the backstop. He's in his 8th game. 2-0 with a 108. Earned run average, 8 1/3 innings, 1 run on 6 hits, 1 walk and 8 Ks for the former big leaguer. And now deals, and a swing and a foul straight back. Thompson 6'4", 240. 28-year-old righty out of Montgomery, Alabama. He went to Auburn, and then the White Sox drafted him. Now fires and dumped it in the dirt, 2-2. You can see the mist now blowing right to left across the field. The wind going right to left.
Seems like Halloween night here.
Probably feels that way for the Bluefish right now.
Yeah, a horror movie with just one hit.
There's the wind, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Slider dives down. Tag applied, and that's out number 1. Thompson, 5 big league games 2 years ago with Chicago.
Which one?
Oh, the White Sox will.
I don't know. That's one of those you got to distinguish. You know.
Well, that's the one that drafted him. I figured it was assumed.
Oh, all right.
But good question.
Yeah.
It had been a couple of minutes since I. It's kind of like giving the score. You should give the score often. It's 6-1 York. Here's Joel Guzman, who swings and misses on a fastball.
That's what that pyramid says.
That's right.
Good old ST of AA. Which Daryl and I are both clients.
There's the 0-1. And a called strike, outside corner. It's like the Great Pyramids in Egypt. It's the pyramid of broadcasting.
Yeah, and it was the same principle up there. They made them say pyramid when they were building the pyramid.
There's a swing and a drive the other way toward the corner and right, and gone! Joel Guzman, an opposite field line drive smash. It clears the porch in right. It rebounds onto the field, but it's gone. And the lead grows at 7-1 here in the 7th. Sat back and drilled it the other way. A low liner piercing through the mist here tonight. His 3rd home run. And all on this opening homestand.
If that's going to be his last bat of a homestand, holy cow, what 8 games. This guy is hitting it everywhere. Over the big wall, over the not as big wall, to center. I want to see the spray chart on Joel. It's going to be everywhere.
Here's Isaiah Tejeda, pops the first one up. The catcher, Perez, approaching his 3rd baseman. And it lands by the steps in front of the Bluefish dugout before Perez could get there. The right fielder, Wilkin Ramirez, is engulfed in smoke from Cannonball Charlie's blast. You can barely see him out there right now. And Guzman, indeed, all fields here on this torrid stretch at home this week. Tejeda 3 for 3 tonight, a double and a run scored as well. Thompson to the windup, and the 0-1. Swing and a pop-up foul, sailing out of play to the right. So the Revs have hung the extra point tonight, 7-1. That's their 2nd home run in this game. They lead the league with 15. And they've now, here at home, hit 13 in 8 games. There's the pitch. And a swing and a miss on a high fastball. 2 down in the inning. Big group of employees from People's Bank here tonight. Seeing the Revs put up performances like this in their newly named park.
Oh, they're going to be able to take that to the bank. You see what I did there? It's because they're a bank.
There's James Simmons. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI triple. And a pitch from Thompson in for a strike. 2 runs scored for Simmons tonight as well. Well, the Revs a big offensive performance, and when Pounds was scratched, they didn't remake the lineup. Just plugged Tejeda in, and everything works. As Simmons swings and misses, Simmons came in midway through game 1, plugged him in. He got a big hit. It's just everybody has contributed with big hits up and down the lineup. Thompson the wind and the 0-2, and it misses high and away. Thompson last year, 15 games in the A's system, and struggled there. May not have been totally healthy, only appearing in 15 contests, 11 of those at AAA. The wind and the 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Got him to reach in the dirt. Blocked by Perez, who will tag Simmons. And Thompson strikes out the side in all of that. But Joel Guzman sits back and nails an opposite field line drive home run under the Tense in right, just over the grounds crew wall. And we'll head to the 8th inning. The Revs in front, looking for a 4-game sweep tonight. It's a 7-1 York lead.
The more we help the ones in need, the more progress our community will make.
By focusing on quality education, income opportunities, and basic health care,
all of York County can have access to the building blocks of a good quality of life.
Together we can load the bases for our community.
And hit a home run.
Give generously to the 2016 United Way Community Fund.
Find out more and give now at unitedway-york.org.
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee, or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, May 13th with a Marquis de Lafayette bobblehead giveaway. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 8th on a gorgeous evening here at People's Bank Park.
Yeah, if you're a Penguin.
If you like sideways precipitation. And Wes Alsop will take over as we head to the 8th. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts, 7-1 York. I'm sure this will be comfortable standing in against Alsop with it being this cold.
Oh, if Alsop is running red hot, then it is going to be trouble for these bottom hitters in the Bridgeport order.
A night like this, if you make bad contact, you're going to feel that in your hands for a long time. Josh Vitters leads off, and Alsop misses wide at 95 on the first pitch, and the plate ump, Brian Child, looked back at the radar gun. He wanted to know how hot that one was.
A little bit quicker than he's been seeing throughout this night.
1-0, and a fastball a little low, also at 95. Vitters a ground out and a strikeout tonight. Alsop's kind of alternated rough outings and pretty good outings. The 2-0 and a dribbler right side. Long run for Perez, who lays out. It snuck underneath. He got a piece and slowed it in shallow right, but it'll be the second hit of the night for the Bluefish. It barely crawled out of the infield, and Vitters is on to begin the inning. Now the Revs bid for a combined one-hitter. Slips on by, and Rosmel Perez coming up next. He's lined to left and grounded to short. Overall, Alsop in 5 games, 4 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 6 walks, that's the biggest struggle, and 5 Ks. And here's Perez. First pitch is up high.
Well, a shout out to the York fans who came out in droves on a Wednesday night, even in the misty conditions. 3,752 paying customers here tonight at the Vault.
They love their baseball, even on a night like this. The 1-0, and it's swatted softly on the ground. Alsip can't reach. Nash will go for it, and underhands to Alsip. They recover, and that's out number one. Alsip couldn't get to it, and Nash stayed at first and then realized, I better go play this ball. And Alsip traded spots with him to receive the flip just in time. And Vitters goes to second with one down. And Perez too far back at second base, Andres that is, to be able to come up and help on that play. So Nash had to leave the bag. And with one away, Luis Nunez stands in. He is struck out and grounded out. 7-1 the lead here in the eighth. And the pitch from Alsip way outside, and it glanced off Castillo's glove, but back quickly on it. Just a couple of feet behind home plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Alsip, a rough outing opening night in New Britain, but then a really quick 1-2-3 inning in his second appearance. Then a rough one at Somerset, but followed it up with an okay outing at home against Sugarland, and then a pretty good one as he misses up high, 2-0. Sunday, he did have bases loaded in one inning, but came all the way back from that to work out and pitched to scoreless. Now ready, the 2-0, and there's a fastball strike at 95. So off tomorrow, and then at Southern Maryland Friday night. We'll be on at 6:45 from Waldorf. Now Alsip delivers, and a slider in the dirt. Castillo got a piece, couldn't find it though. It went halfway behind, and Vitters moves to third base on a wild pitch. 3-1 to the hitter Nunez. 7:05 Friday night in Waldorf. 6:35 Saturday night. 2:05 Sunday afternoon. Now Alsip delivers way high, and he walks his first of the inning. The leadoff man was that base hit that just got through. So it's first and third to the top of the order, and Ruben Sosa Jr.
Fletch is standing on the second step of the dugout. I would have thought he was going to come up right now, but I think he's going to let Wes try and work his way out of this, at least for this hitter, and then come out.
Sosa 0 for 2 tonight with a walk and a run. The only run off Harris, unearned, back in the fourth. And the first base runner took off. Alsip delivers low. Nunez will take second, not paying any attention to him. And he just took off before Alsip even lifted his leg.
And they're going to call this defensive indifference that sends Nunez to second base.
And second and third now. Pitch is driven by Sosa the other way, but foul. Out over the end section of seats in left. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. On our York Mitsubishi hockey scoreboard, if time permits, we'll join game 1 of the Bears-Penguins series. Hershey trails 2-0 after 2 at Giants Center in game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals to the Penguins tonight.
Boy, they play each other a lot.
Pitch is fouled off, left field side. Sosa late. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Well, they have an unbalanced schedule in the league now, with geography playing a part.
As it usually does.
It seems like playing the baby flightless foul very often. Pitch to Sosa is in the dirt. Castillo blocks it off to his right. And now they'll play at least 4 times in the postseason. Meanwhile, the parent clubs, Capitals and Penguins, also squaring off. And that series led by Pittsburgh 2-1. Alsip ready, fires, and a chopper to second base. Perez gloves it, throws to first for the out. A run will score. Vitters in to cross the plate. Nunez to third. It's a 7-2 York lead. And Sosa picks up his 4th RBI in this doubleheader. Actually, our best chance tonight, they are playing Game 4 of that Caps-Penguins series, and we'll almost certainly be joining that. The Bears may even be over by the time we're done, but they're in the first period in Pittsburgh, and we'll be able to join that one. 1-1. The tie there in the first, as Luis Hernandez takes a slider for a strike. Hernandez 1 for 3, their only RBI previously tonight on a 4th inning single. The 0-1 slider bounced to second again. Perez lines it up and a short, sidearm throw. Pulled Nash off. He dove for the tag and they say he missed him. And a run will score as a result to make it 7-3.
I don't think they're saying that he missed him. I think they're saying that Hernandez got to the bag before the tag.
I thought that coming off, diving for the tag, I thought he was still able to get him, and Nash thought that he had as well, and he can't believe it. And Mace is thinking about coming out now and finding out what's going on. Tyler Thurmond over there at first base. And Nash not too pleased. He wants one of the other umpires to help out. And, you know, if he got Hernandez from behind running up the first baseline, Thurmond wouldn't be able to see that very well. He'd be blocked by the runner, but they're not going to ask. It's going to stay as called. And another run will score, 7-3. Be a throwing error on Perez. The Revs guilty of their 2nd error of the night. And now 2 of the 3 Bridgeport runs unearned. Should have been a routine play to end the inning, although the grass is wet. And here's Jose Cuevas, who chips a foul right at the plate.
Second time today we've seen that. Top of the 7th inning of the 7-inning day game today. A couple of times ground balls over to second, should have ended it. One of them just out of reach of everybody. The other one, an errant throw by Michael Rocket, extending the inning and putting Revs fans on pins and needles. Turned a 4-1 comfortable win into a 4-3 nail-biter.
The conditions are not good, and it's very uncomfortable to release a throw when you're really unsure of the grip. There's a slider that breaks away, 1-1. I'm sure as the ball rolls in the grass, it's just accumulating moisture on all sides. The 1-1, that's down and away, and it glanced off Castillo's mitt to the backstop. Hernandez moves up, and that one I believe will be a pass ball. They'll take a second look at it, but that was not in the dirt. It did not appear. So a runner at second with 2 down. Bridgeport trying to make a game of this late, as they did in Game 1. Cuevas 2 flyouts and a walk tonight, and it is a pass ball. Here's the stretch from Alsip. The 2-1, swinging, he jammed him. Ground ball softly to short. Wilson the throw, and he got him. That'll end the inning. So just the 1 unearned run, no further damage, 2 runs total. And it comes on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 runner left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Revs looking for a 4-game sweep here tonight. They lead it 7-3.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time, to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. One coupon per child per game.
This week is National Small Business Week, May 1st through the 7th. Take a walk in downtown York and you'll quickly discover the many small businesses that make our city so unique. Did you know that for every $100 you spend at a local business, $68 stay in your community? Small businesses provide jobs for every 2 out of 3 Americans, creating a job market of 56 million people. Celebrate with us in downtown York. Eclectic dining, craft brews and cocktails, 2 historic farmers markets, hope to handmade shopping, public art, the 2015 Pennsylvania Trail of the Year, Championship Atlantic League Baseball, First Fridays, Fifth Fridays. Who knew you could see it all in York? Get to know York, again or for the first time, by visiting downtownyorkpa.com.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off, neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
The revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 8th, 7-3. The Revs lead it. Right-hander David Carpenter on for the Bluefish. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts.
And he's on in favor of Taylor Thompson. 1 inning, 3 strikeouts, 17 pitches, and 1 ball in the right field stands off the bat of Joel Guzman.
Saw Carpenter last night, scoreless 8th. He walked the leadoff man Pounds, and then the Revs bunted. And then later an intentional walk. They ended up with 2 on, 2 out, but he worked out of it. And eventually York would win in 11. Keith Castillo up first and watches a strike. Outer edge from the right-hander. Castillo, of course, batting left, the switch hitter. And tonight, 2 for 3. RBI double in the second. RBI single in the third. Doubling his RBI total. Pitch is down and in by his back shin. Dances out of the way. 7 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors for York. 3 runs, just 2 hits. No errors for Bridgeport. I believe Corella loosening for the 9th. 1-1, and a swing and a ground ball foul down to the first base coach's box. And the count now 1-2. Can't tell who that is down there, all bundled up in the hoodie. Now we do have these new binoculars, Will. Now,
we do.
Carpenter's some issues with his spikes, I think.
I wonder if these things can reach around and see through walls.
Well, I meant our first base coach.
Oh, okay.
He did a fine job handling that ground ball, but it's dressed like it's the dead of winter, so I'm not certain who that is.
Surprised Carpenter's having issues here. He was born in Morgantown, West Virginia, grew up in Fairmont, Virginia, out there by the Appalachian Mountains. He should be used to pitching in mist. All sorts of mountainy weather up there.
Nick Ferdinand is the verdict, Will.
Nick Ferdinand.
Fine job coaching at first base this inning. Thanks again to David for the binoculars. Yet again, teaching us that if we complain, we get things.
Still waiting on my Corvette.
There's a swing and a pop-up. At shortstop, it's Hernandez moving to his right, and he'll make the catch. 1 away. Now the Revs looking for a 6-2 homestand. 6 of their last 7 and 4 straight. And as a matter of fact, when Bridgeport was here last September, Labor Day weekend, it was a 4-game sweep then. Revs trying to make it 2 in a row against the Bluefish. Here's Michael Rocket, who's 0 for 3, and takes a fastball strike. Revs are trying to win their 9th straight against Bridgeport going back to last season. Pitch to Rocket is up high.
Now the win against the Bluefish right now, this will give York 98 wins against the Bluefish all time, the most they've ever had against an Atlantic League team.
The slider in at the knees for a strike on Rocket. 1-2. And Carpenter to the plate, and a slider just inside. Rocket backs away. Carpenter combined last season in the big leagues with the Nationals and the Yankees. He was traded mid-year for a minor leaguer. And deals, and a swing and a foul back, out of play. Will mentioned a West Virginia product, 30 years old. 12th round pick of the Cardinals in 06. Now the pitch and a called third strike, fastball at the knees. And Rocket rung up for out number 2. Carpenter, 218 major league appearances. He's also pitched for the Astros, Blue Jays, Braves, in addition to the combined 30 games between the Yankees and Nats last season. 11-11 with a 3.66 ERA in his big league career.
Not bad.
4 saves as well. Here's Jason Repko. First pitch fastball just outside. Repko 2 for 4, a double in the first, RBI single in the second. It's 7-3 York here in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Carpenter also 3 postseason games on his resume with the Braves 3 years ago. Division series against LA. There's a ball down low, 2-1. He was once traded by the Cardinals to the Astros for Pedro Feliz, who would go on to play for Camden in this league, and then 2012 traded to the Blue Jays in a deal for Jay Happ. As a ball misses low, it's 3-1. Brandon Lyon in that deal. He was traded with Jay Happ and Brandon Lyon to Toronto for several, including Ben Francisco, who played for Lancaster a couple years ago, as Repko fouls this one back into the screen.
Former Philly, right?
Former Philly. And then how about this? After the 2012 season, he was traded by the Blue Jays with manager John Farrell to the Red Sox for Mike Aviles.
Oh. Nice footnote there. Rare manager trade.
3-2, and a pop-up. Foul ground. Perez, the catcher, coming back. He goes into a slide and makes a great grab. Approaching the backstop, and he slid toward the padding. Repko gives him a little salute. It's a 1-2-3 8th inning. We'll go to the 9th. Corella coming on, looking to close it out. It's a 7-3 York lead.
Summer is about taking time for what really matters. Spending time with the family, enjoying nature's beauty, having a healthy lawn you can be proud of, plus the time to enjoy it. With Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, you get world-class environmentally responsible lawn care from a hometown team. The result is a vibrant, beautiful lawn that turns heads and boosts curb appeal. Visit us at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What if I told you your family of four could have an all-inclusive outing for only $55? The York Revolution are telling you that right now. The Family Fun Pack includes 4 flexible ticket vouchers to be used whenever you'd like, 4 food vouchers for hot dogs, chips, and drinks, 2 playground wristbands, and a parking pass. Again, $55. Have more than 4 in your family? Additional tickets and food vouchers are only $10. Buy online at YorkRevolution.com, over the phone at 801-HITS, or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
Your home for Revolution Baseball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the ninth, a 7-3 lead. Daniel Corella on, looking to close it out. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. And he will face the middle third of the order with a 4-run advantage. Took the loss last Wednesday night at Somerset in his season debut. Bounced back very nicely on Sunday with 2 shutout innings. Struck out 4 against Sugar Land. Dan Johnson to lead off. First pitch fastball is just inside. Corella got hit in the thigh with a line drive for his first out that day, but stayed in for 2 dominant innings. And the 1-0 just off the plate away. Johnson 0 for 3 tonight. Longtime big league first baseman. He's also shown an interest in pitching as a knuckleballer. Now the 2-0. And he tried to check. It's a called strike anyway. Johnson also spent some time playing in Japan for the Yokohama Bay Stars. Corella with the 2-1 and a called strike. Fastball inside corner. Revs took the lead early, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. Bridgeport 1 off Tyrell Harris in the 4th, but York answered with a run in their half, then 1 more in the 7th. Bridgeport 2 in the 8th. Harris in line for a win. The 2-2 swung on, slapped the other way, and a base hit. Wilson up the middle at short, and Johnson slapped it right where shortstop normally is, and has a leadoff single to begin the 9th. And that is just their 3rd hit. Now here's Luis Rodriguez, who's 0 for 3. Fly out, strike out, pop up. And Corella the pitch. It's taken low. Corella does have 15 career saves. It's a non-save situation tonight. And the righty's pitch is fouled back and out of play. We'll pause for station identification on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
7-3 the lead here in the top of the 9th. Leadoff man on a base hit. Now Corella, the 1-1, and a fastball just outside. A switch hitting at Rodriguez. Well, if he gets on, the tying run will be on deck, and then it would become a save situation. Revs do have someone playing catch just in case Corella gets in trouble. The 2-1, And a ground ball right side, that's going to find a hole. Hit softly but through. So the Bluefish have found a hole on either side of the infield to begin the 9th inning. And it's first and second with nobody out. Luis Rodriguez, the chopper, and just hit it in an open spot. So here they are, threatening again. They came back in the 8th inning last night. Scored 2 in the 7th inning in game 1 today, which ended with the tying run at second. And now their first 2 on in the 9th tonight. Tying run on deck is Vitters, and the hitter is Wilkin Ramirez, who's 0 for 3. Now Corella ready. And the first pitch to Ramirez, a fastball just missed inside, and now he's upset. Shaking his head no, he thought he had a strike there. The 1-0. And there's a strike. Outside corner at 92. Well, he's got to remind himself he hasn't made bad pitches this inning. He's gotten 2 ground balls, but both have found holes. If he gets one hit right at somebody here, it could be looking a whole lot better. The 1-1 swung on, fouled off, first base side. That was the slider. He left it up, but got away with it. Ramirez was late, even though it was off speed. 1-2. Revs looking to break out the brooms for the first time this year. Trying to go to 9-6. Stretch. I look back, the 1-2. And in the dirt, skips by Castillo. It'll be a wild pitch. And the double play no longer in order. And things have gotten a little sloppy here late. A base hit, if those two score, it's still 7-5, but the one you're concerned with is having one more runner, and then they'd have the tying run up. 7-3 the lead here in the 9th inning. Castillo needing to readjust the shin guards, as Corella is still in search of his first out. It'll be a 2-2 count on the hitter Ramirez. I'm now ready. Just needs an out. And Corella the stretch. 2-2. Fastball a little low. And the count goes full. Didn't miss by much. The Revs last season, 2 4-game sweeps, including the one at the end of the year against Bridgeport. They had 2 the year before that. They have 10 all time, all at home. Here's the payoff pitch. Oh, it hit him in the ribs. My goodness. He tried to jump out of the way. It hit him. He froze and then crumpled to his knees in the batter's box. And he's going to be down for a moment trying to catch his breath. A hit by pitch loads the bases with nobody out here in the 9th inning, and the tying run will come to the plate. And their trainer, Erica Ventura, is out to make sure Ramirez can still breathe. That got him in the rib cage, trying to jump out of the way. You could hear him yell. And then he froze for a moment. It stunned him, and he fell to his knees and crumpled down. And he's going to be all right, up to his feet, and will head to first. And that has the bases loaded with no outs. And Josh Vitters, the batter. And it won't be... Well, actually, it might still be Corella. They haven't used a visit yet this inning, so Mace coming out, not necessarily making a change yet. But he's going to talk with Corella here and try to get him focused to get these outs. Got the entire infield in to join the conference. And all of a sudden, things have gotten interesting again here in the last inning, just like in game one. Revs are without Pena, who they're holding to potentially be used on Friday night if need be to start. DeMart not available, and neither is Gomez tonight. The back end of the bullpen short-staffed. Vitters stands in. First pitch is fouled into the screen. And it's 0-1. That fastball at 93. And after the visit from his manager, Vitters 1 for 3, singled and scored last inning when they plated 2, one of which was unearned. Now the 0-1. Fastball just missed. Up around belt high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Temperatures dropped to 53 degrees here. The 1-1. Swung on, bounced softly, right side of the infield. Nash gloves, he'll flip to Corella, got the foot on the bag. A run will score. Johnson crosses the plate at 7-4. But they get an out finally. The other two move up. It'll be second and third. Tying run still at bat. Rosmel Perez, the hitter. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He will also represent the tying run. No home runs for the left-hand hitting catcher. Venezuela native awaits. And swings, got jammed, punches it to third. Rocket charges, gloves, throws in the dirt. Nash the pickup in time. Oh, man. Another run scores at 7-5, but that's out number 2. And yikes, that was dangerous. Rocket charging in on that ball. He gloved it, and on the run to first base, maybe didn't have a good grip. He babied the throw and dumped it in the ground. And it bounced to Nash, who couldn't handle it the first time. He knocked it down, but able to pick it up barehanded before Perez got there. So 2 down, and Luis Nunez the hitter. 5th game with Bridgeport. Tonight 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Runner at second with 2 outs. Again, the tying run, the one at the plate. And a pitch from Corella. Fastball in for a strike. Nunez was backing away as he threw it. And it's 0-1. Bluefish have scored 2 in each of the last 2 innings. Revs trying to finish a 7-5 lead. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. A high, hard one. 93. It bounced out of Castillo's glove. But he's over to grab it, and Corella a strike away from ending it. Nunez chasing up around shoulder high. 7-5 the lead here with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the 9th. Now Corella looks in. He's got the grip. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a foul back over the roof. Trying to finish it for Harris, who was brilliant in 5 innings tonight. Now again, Corella stretches. Another 0-2. Swing and a little tapper in front of the mound. Corella's got it. Plants, throws, game over. It's a sweep. And the Revs win 7-5. They hang on in the 9th inning tonight as Corella finishes the job, a 4-game sweep. A 4-game winning streak. They go 6-2 on the opening homestand, winning 6 of the final 7. 9-6 the record through the first 15, in first place in the Freedom Division. And what a performance here in this series. 4 wins in 3 days. They sweep the Bluefish in 4 in their second straight visit here, including last September. A 9-game winning streak for the Revs against Bridgeport. And it got a little dicey there at the end, with Bridgeport scoring twice in the 8th, twice in the 9th. But the Revs finish it off and win by a final score of 7-5. Tyrell Harris the win. He's up in the clubhouse. 5 innings, 1 hit. His pitching coach, Paul Fletcher, joins Will DeBoer on the field.
All right, Darrell, in lieu of Tyrell Harris has already gone to the clubhouse, we got pitching coach Paul Fletcher. Fletch, what did you say to Tyrell to get him through the 4th?
Just a good mound visit to settle him down, you know. Just he got a little pumped up there. He was getting up in his pitch count. Just wanted him to settle in, throw strikes, and just relax and get through it.
Well, he sure relaxed. He sure got through it. 3 perfect innings to start out, and then 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run ball. He ends up picking up the win there. Did you expect that out of him?
Well, we knew he could do it. He did it for us last year towards the end of the year. So, you know, that's why he got the start. And we just let him go until we felt like pitch count got to a certain point. And he did a great job.
4-game sweep of the Bluefish. You got a 6-2 homestand. Off day tomorrow. What do you guys got to do to keep the momentum going into Southern Maryland?
Just keep pitching well. I think if we keep pitching well, keep swinging the bats like we are, we'll be fine.
All right, thanks, Fletch. Good luck.
Sure thing.
All right, Dale, back to you.
Thank you, Will. Paul Fletcher joining us, indeed, in lieu of Tyrell Harris, who's our Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis, and Calkins player of the game tonight. And up top in the clubhouse for his post-game work and probably ice and whatever his routine is, he's our GSLSC player of the game. And we thank Fletch, a fellow Tennessee Vol, for joining us after the game there with Will down in the field. 7-5, the Revs win it. Final totals in the 9th for Bridgeport: 2 runs, 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. 7-5, your final scores. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
Tennis used to be a very polite game. Today, tennis... Ace. Raises a racket.
Flying feet.
The style, the play, and the players are intense, athletic, and hard-charging. Flying Feet Sports Shoes welcomes the evolution of tennis and its battling players with a full line of specialty tennis shoes worthy of the new game. These aren't stand-around, look-pretty shoes. These are co-conspirators for the court. Shoes that will endure opponent after opponent, match after match. Shoes that move when and how you move and stop at your command. Shoes that fit and feel good so your feet are ready and able to play that next set. Flying Feet's team includes Prince, Wilson, and New Balance in widths that fit. And the Flying Feet staff is always on the sidelines to help you with your selection. Tennis, it's a new game. Be prepared to play it well.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, just off exit 18 of I-83, right behind Domino's in York.
All right, so before we get into sports,
Oh, sports? You're going to talk about sports? Yes, we're going to talk about sports. Settle down, everyone.
Talk about what? Sports? Not a sports fan, huh?
Yeah. Better than sports for a second.
Better than sports.
UFOs. Oh, yeah, Daddy. Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Now a 7-5 win as the Revs defeat the Bluefish, a 4-game sweep. They improved to 9-6. Bridgeport falls to 5-9. And the Revs win 6 of the last 7, and all 4 against Bridgeport, overall 6-2 on this opening homestand. Darrell Henry back with Will DeBoer as we welcome you to the post game. And Will, they threw you for a loop. Tyrell Harris was up doing his post game routine, but Fletch kind enough to join us after his starting pitcher was terrific tonight.
Oh, was he ever, Darrell? You expected 2, maybe 3 innings out of him. You got the half of the entire game, and you got a 1-hit gem. Let's start from the beginning. Those first 3 innings, 9 up and 9 down, a third of a perfect game for Tyrell Harris, and the bats start coming alive right in the middle of it. Second inning, leadoff single by Joel Guzman, seeing I single through the hole on the right side. Isaiah Tejeda following with a single himself. Simmons grounds into the fielder's choice. And then Keith Castillo, a run-scoring double to the opposite field to plate Guzman. 2 batters later, Jason Repko, an RBI single to score Simmons and make it 2-0. Runs continued in the third. 1 out, Telvin Nash, making it so that that wall and left ought to be 7 feet higher. Another towering home run, 6th of the season, that leads the Atlantic League, 5th of the 8-game homestand to make it 3-0, and then a couple of more runs coming home. Tejeda with his second of 3 hits on the night. James Simmons a run-scoring triple, and a single by Keith Castillo to make it 5-0. A 6th run came home in the 4th inning on an RBI double by Telvin Nash. He laced that one down the left field line and ended up scoring Josh Wilson. Earlier in that 4th inning, Bridgeport did get their first run off of Tyrell Harris, a run-scoring single by Luis Hernandez. Things stayed pretty much calm until the bottom of the 7th inning when Joel Guzman took the reliever Taylor Thompson deep to right field, an opposite field Oppo Taco blast that made it 7-1. Bridgeport making things interesting in the 8th and the 9th with 2 runs apiece in the innings, but Wes Alsop and Danny Corella surviving, bending but not entirely breaking. And that is the way that she wrote it. Final score 7-5. York 7 runs on 13 hits, 2 errors, 6 men left on base. Bridgeport 5 runs on 4 errors, 4 hits rather, no errors, 4 men left on base. York improves to 9-6 on the season, 6-2 on the homestand. Bridgeport dropping to 5-9. It began at 6:32. It ended at 9:16. A clean 2 hours and 44 minutes. The nightcap played in front of 3,752 fans here at Peoples Bank Park. That's a couple hundred shy of the highest total of the homestand. And they got to see a pretty good Revs win, their 4th win in a row, and another sweep of the Bluefish.
Indeed, 7-5 is your final tonight. We'll take a time out here in the post game. Out-of-town scores and a wrap-up to follow. We'll also join most likely the Bears for a bit, and then the Capitals in progress. So stay with us here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
And here we go, folks. She steps up to the box. This is a real pressure situation. 2 kids tugging at her blouse, a long line of customers, and only 30 minutes to get in, get a dozen maple donuts, and get to the party.
Oh boy, look at the time.
Well, Charlie Donuts All-Stars winds up, and here's the pitch.
Welcome to Maple Donuts. Can I help you?
Yes. No. I'm sorry. I'm not quite ready.
Oh, she steps out. The pressure may be too much, folks. No, wait. What's this? A meeting at the plate?
Okay, Mommy needs to order our maple donuts now. Can you two be good? Please?
And she steps back up to the box.
All ready now?
I am.